Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Andy Pajes leads off the second. Jumps on the first pitch and goodbye. What a shot. 2-0. And with the runner going, there's a ball hooked to the right field wall. Nunez speeding around third. He'll score easily. The Nats are on top here in the 8th. In the opening 2 games of this series, Mikkola scores! Another goal from a Florida defenseman, Nico Mikkola. And it's 4-0. It's it up, Butler closed. And Conley hits another one right at the end of the shot clock. Conley set up again. He's feeling it right now. Conley. Really showing up. Cordaro. Oh my goodness.
We came out and played team basketball. We got contributions from everybody, and it was fun.
We know Jason was watching. Anything you'd like to say to your teammates?
Yeah, that one's for JT. Get well, bro.
Good morning. Welcome into Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
Oh, we're doing well. Actually, no, I'm not great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm having a little bit of a go.
the struggle is real.
Yeah, my teams are hurting me. They're hurting me.
Oh, I get it, man.
You know, right here in the fields.
Right in the hot.
Yeah, right in the heart.
In the hot, my heart is hurting.
I mean, if we could, if we could get the Red Sox not to keep losing one-run games, that they had the most blown saves in the league, so that's fun.
Yeah, I'm telling you, your boy had a chance to be a hero last night too.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen.
Wouldn't that have been so poetic?
Ironic, I think, is the term I would use.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to fight me over poetic or
Well,
ironic,
I'm not gonna fight you.
I mean, I kind of like my word, but if you want to change it, that's
I mean,
fine.
it could be your word. I'll use my word. It's all right. This doesn't have to be like Sesame Street where there's just one word of the day.
Oh man,
Today you having an unnatural allegiance to losers. It's not like you.
Exactly.
Were you a big Sesame Street guy?
No. I wasn't. I thought it was ridiculous that people couldn't really see Snuffleupagus, and he was right there in front of people.
It's ridiculous.
I thought Oscar's act wore thin.
You didn't like the Grouch?
No. I wasn't a grouchy kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I was mischievous, but I wasn't.
Not grouchy.
I wasn't grouchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I didn't rock with him.
Big Cookie Monster guy?
Nope.
No,
because I didn't really get down with cookies. So
no Big Bird?
no, the more that you ask me, I didn't really like any of
Just all the way out?
This is not my jam. I did watch The Electric Company though.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I know The
11,
Electric Company.
12. And there are a couple of like little things that I liked from like the PBS era.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the little girl who had to go to the store for her mom to get a loaf of bread, a stick of butter, and a gallon of milk?
Dora?
Well, she was brown, but she was not Dora.
Okay.
She's considerably older than Dora.
No, I don't.
She could be Dora's great abuela.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This was like, Shane, do you know what I'm talking about? She said, "Can you remember? Do you need a list?" And she's like, I need a loaf of bread, a stick of butter, and a gallon of milk. Do. And she like sang the song so she could remember it at the grocery store.
I have no
She had this
idea.
little ugly yellow dress. Her hair was terrible. But that's how they did. People of
Judgmental
color.
back then.
No, that's how they did people of color back then. So I rocked with her a little bit, but outside of that, no, I was cool. I'm good. I was good on.
Yeah.
I didn't really. I liked like Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, yeah. I was a big Schoolhouse Rock guy.
Because it preceded the Super Friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that was Saturday morning cartoons.
We were a big PBS family.
Were you?
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
Yeah. A lot of PBS in the Magic School Bus.
No, I didn't mess with them.
Magic School.
Some of that stuff we had to watch in school. But my first year, I was in a portable.
Oh, yeah. We had those in high school. The like trailers.
Yeah, but weren't you guys going through renovation? That was early 2000s, right?
Yeah, not really at the time. It was just an overflow situation.
Yeah.
And they hadn't caught up yet.
Everybody wanted to be way out there in Millard.
Well, you know what they say. Miller North
I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't think that's what they said. I don't think it was specific to Millard North either.
I mean, that's just what the it's what the data would show you. But
because West was built 97,
96, I think it was
Yeah.
mid 90s. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they were talking about Millard North.
Everybody's always talking about Millard North, DB. We should call Eric Crouch.
EC?
Yeah.
No, you know who we need to call? Shane. We need to call my mom today before
Before Martie?
No. Before Big A.
Oh, okay.
So before we talk horses, we're gonna call my mom. Okay.
And I have my own private. Can I say bookie?
Wow.
Can I say bookie?
Or yes, bookie no.
Well,
we gotta get it straightened out here. Todd's a Millard South guy. He says forever an Indian, except for they're not even anymore.
No, but they were then.
I know.
They were then.
They switched, I believe, my freshman year of high school to Patriots.
Was that what it was?
I think so.
Do you remember how that went over?
I remember it going over poorly at the time.
Like the old lead balloon?
Yeah, people were.
Well, little did we know.
People were not thrilled about the name change there. Although I do think this is weird. Okay, so I started high school in August of 2001. I do think about a month later the Patriot name actually was a lot more popular after that.
Yeah.
Like the initial announcement went over really poorly for like a year, and then September 2001 happened. And I think people were like, "All right, we're cool."
Oh, the whole Patriot.
Yeah,
thing.
I sort of remember that happening.
Yeah. The only thing I remember.
That was my perception.
I remember a couple things about that year. I remember being at the game against Rice.
Okay, yeah.
I went with Noddle. And was it a weeknight? It was a weird night, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think Rice was on a weird night.
But outside of that,
2001's kind of a blur.
It was kind of a non-starter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a big early 2000s guy.
A little rough for your boy?
Sure. I mean, that wasn't my favorite 8-9 year stretch. You know,
just a cool decade that you weren't riding with.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I'm getting these weird spammers, and you have to accept them.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the one this morning. The online membership to the Top Wall Street Investment Club, LNS Club, has expanded, bringing together over a dozen, and I'm not clicking on the rest, so who knows what it's bringing a dozen.
Yeah, don't click on the links.
Yeah, so I got another one. I really want to make friends with you and exchange contact information. What's your ID number?
Oh, good.
That was from James. Then I have one from Erica. I really want to make friends with you and exchange contact information. What's your ID number? Jonathan, who you know this is a lie, who propositions their sister. My sister wants to meet you here. What's your contact information? Todd says, the online membership to the Top Wall Street Investment Club, LNS Club, has expanded, bringing together over a dozen.
Todd
Franey.
Oh, I don't think that's a real person.
Yeah, I don't either. Old made-up Kathy, who her avatar looks like, I don't know.
Blue person avatar?
Sure. I really want to make friends with you and exchange contact. Like, what is going on?
That I believe those would be bots.
Bots?
DB.
LNS Club, though, I think is because Bill Wyman, the LNS Club, is inviting me from Europe and America. It's only limited to 20 spots.
Oh, man, you're lucky.
Listen, man, it's skyrocketing. I got to get up-to-date stock. 3
of the spots are you, though, because you got about 4 invites.
I mean, we out here, right?
Yeah. No, you gotta love the internet spam. It's good. It's good stuff.
No, it's amazing. Daniel just tweeted out that the skit.
He did. Yeah, I'll check it during the break here. Now, looks a little familiar.
Cool little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, good memory. I mean, you only had to remember 3 things.
Milk, bread, butter.
Yeah. Hey, now I need you to go to the store for me now. At least they gave her mom like a legit dialect.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, let's go with dialect.
Which dialect was that?
It sounded fairly, I mean, even though, yeah, well.
Sound fairly what? I really don't know where you're going here.
She's African-American. And
Okay.
she sounded just, didn't have to make her sound
They didn't like overly do the.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Do you not know what dialect means?
No, I do, but I didn't know if you were saying that they like what they did with her dialect.
Yeah, it's like the anti-Tom and Jerry lady in the kitchen.
Okay. So at that time, if she had been given a sports interview, they would have said, "Oh, she's so well spoken."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I wasn't sure, like which
Yes.
direction you were saying they went.
not to go all Schaefer, Amos, and Andy, but which is a weird pull.
I don't even.
I still want to ask. I forgot to ask him about that.
He's not old enough for that.
Right.
Like I don't know where that
He's
came
like,
from.
I don't know. It's just the first thing that I thought of. And I was like, really?
Although I'm not old enough for like Happy Days, but it was on reruns when I was a kid, and I liked Happy Days a lot.
I liked Happy Days.
Yeah, I was a big Happy Days guy.
I mean, there's a lot of those guys I wouldn't really mess with, but I liked Happy Days.
Yeah, you don't want to hang out with the Fonz?
He was fine.
Yeah.
But I probably would have socked Ralph.
Fair.
He just was too. I don't think you can say schizophrenic anymore. He was just too all over the place.
Okay.
And he would be the guy in the group like, man, go sit your little narrow behind down somewhere. Like you'd have to tell him to go sit down.
Yeah, like I need you to chill out a little bit.
Richie, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
And who was the other dude?
Potsy.
Yeah,
Potsy.
I mean, Joni was annoying. I wonder how long it took her to get all those curls.
I pretty much only liked the Fonz. Like that was kind of the guy I was riding with.
Oh, so I liked Pinky.
Okay.
She wasn't on enough episodes. And that was probably about it. Who was his friend? I liked the brother, Sticks. I mean, Happy Days had a brother in a prominent role before Friends.
Well, I mean, Friends never had anyone in a prominent role.
Well, I mean, kind of. Yeah, was his name Sticks, Shane?
Oh, I don't know. I know there was an older brother who was there for like 3 episodes.
No, I mean like a real brother, like.
Well, there was an older brother that went off to college
I don't mean
and
like
never came
genetic
back.
DNA, same familia, nucleic acid. I mean like African American.
It means like how they're claiming the Gingers now, brothers.
Which has got to be the funniest thing on TikTok right now. I send one to Happer every day.
John Bailey.
Is that the actor?
Yeah.
Was his name Sticks?
It was.
Thank you.
Well done.
Appreciate that.
So I don't totally understand
Marion was
it.
kind of a whiner. I didn't mess with her either. I didn't like how they did a lot of the moms.
I don't totally understand the Ginger thing.
I don't either, but it's funny.
They just gotta get adopted?
I don't know.
They like get too much.
It would not be my first non-same cultural group to adopt.
Who would it be?
For me?
Yeah.
Man, I think I would take the Hispanics.
Okay. Because famously, a lot of times black people and Hispanics don't get along great.
Yeah, I get that vibe. I don't think that's a thing.
Okay. That's what I've been told. I don't know. I'm not.
I mean, maybe.
Seems like there's maybe some friction there between the communities.
Yeah. Well, when disenfranchised trying to elevate.
Yeah, it's kind of either us or them type of situation.
Yeah,
there's
enough lunacy to go around.
There certainly is. I'm surprised you go Hispanics. Maybe you're trying to like unite the cultures.
Big brown guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big brown guy.
Just out on Asians though.
No, I like them too. The language barriers. I took Spanish.
Okay. So you feel a little more comfortable with Spanish?
Yeah, even though the waiter the other night tried to get cute, I had to match as much firepower as I had. But after like 7 exchanges, I was like, all right, that's all I got.
You're like, I'm out. I'm tapping out.
I shot every shot.
You're like, I'm out. I need one.
And Victor just kept giving it to me. Victor had like 12 piercings.
That's aggressive.
And Victor was, I'm going to guess, older than me.
Okay.
Which
is about that life.
Yeah. Yeah, Victor.
You're back on Vic.
Victor was cool. You can ask my mom about Victor. I think she liked Victor.
Were you a big Chachi guy?
No, but he was fine.
Okay. Chachi didn't bother me.
But I grew up. I was not a Scott Bale guy.
Okay.
Chachi was fine because he was, he showed the ability to want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
He, Chachi was cool. He was just trying to get him where he fit in.
Charles in Charge was a good show.
Charles in Charge was terrible.
No, it was fine.
There's a little boy in the neighborhood, and he lives downstairs from me.
I know, like those sitcoms.
You remember that
Charles
way too
in
good.
Charge. Shane, my memory is
Yeah, if you've been working with a dude for 20 years, you don't understand he remembers every freaking thing.
especially if it's lyrical.
Yeah.
Like if I can get some sort of melody or tone or tune or words, like I can remember.
You're in. You're good to go.
Oh yeah, you should see me with flashcards, like multiplication. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was good with my multiplication tables when I was a kid.
I kind of like that song though, Shane, to be honest.
For a TV theme song, it's pretty good.
So I'm a big TV theme guy.
They don't really do them like that anymore. Like they don't do the whole like write a song for the show.
Yeah. That's why I was happy with the NBA having opens again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Storylines when it used to be cool. You know, Bob Costas would get out there on NBC with the Suns and Bulls and
Charles Barkley.
Game 6 and
Michael Jordan.
Will the sun set in the desert? More.
Coming off a double overtime win in the finals.
Like those were cool.
No, I like that. Give me the drama.
And you get the music.
Tell the story.
We're
We're about to get the music back.
You need something.
NBA on NBC.
Although I'm not one of these guys.
Round ball rock.
Yeah.
It's coming back. Not a round ball rock guy?
It's fine. Not a strong opinion.
Okay.
Right? Not.
It's very nostalgic for me because that's like
wheelhouse.
90s basketball, like growing up like that. Whole experience is very nostalgic to me.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you over the Jimmy Butler experience already? Or are you waiting until August 6th?
No. So,
because August 6th you could move him even though he just got the extension.
So I'm not over. I don't blame any of this on Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
I just thought like
I do. I am
just
willing.
wondered if you were looking for a milk carton.
I am willing to move on from Jimmy Butler if Giannis decides he wants to play in Golden State. I get that's far-fetched, right? Like there's these headlines yesterday that I don't even understand why it's a story. It's like Golden State. It's come out that Golden State sees Giannis as a dream target. Well, no shit. Like everybody in the league.
Is this because Devers left 2 on in the 8th?
There's a lot happening with me right now, but there's
She's
like
very hurt right now.
Come on. Yeah. Oh yeah. No kidding. Giannis is a dream target. He's like the at worst 3rd best player in the league. He's a dream target for literally every team. That's not a story.
Oh,
you didn't have to source it that Giannis is a dream target. You could have just put fill in the blank team views Giannis as good at basketball. Well, duh. Like this team that has drafted poorly and signed poorly for the last 7 years is all like.
Is that all?
Yeah, I think. I think it's about 7 years. That's kind of where I'm cutting the line off here.
Welcome to Los Angeles.
Like,
maybe it's a California thing.
You're telling me that they think they need some help on the roster? Like, hey, you know what would be good? I heard that Giannis guy's pretty good.
I hate to rain on your parade, but did you see your guy withdrew from the PGA too?
Who?
Tagala. I'm like, shoot, man. When it rains, it pours.
I know. It's tough out here. Do I still got Akshay Bhatia, though?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All 127 pounds of him.
130. How dare you?
Dude could hula hoop through a goddamn Cheerio. I told you I was watching him during the Masters.
Yeah.
And I swear to goodness, his belt had to be like one of Zoe's hair ties. Just not zero bend. Yeah. I mean, my man looked like a drinking. She might have got beat this morning.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how you get to under 150 if you're 6'1". I don't know how that happens.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
But you think, Shane, we may have to check on Zoe too, because all I heard was, get out there and tell him and show him how much you're crying. I was like, what is going on? This little girl comes bebopping out with her towel and tears. It's like, what's the matter? Mommy. I said, oh, Lord, here the same person. But I had to get up out of there. I was like, Mike, are you ready to go?
Sorry, guys. It's about that time.
No, I was a good dad. I got her little. She has a routine.
Love to stay and chat, but
she comes out wrapped up in a little towel. You throw the blanket on her. I call her Bun B in the morning because she puts her hair up in a bun because this little girl showers now, and we have this thing that you can detach from the shower, and she can never put it up. Daddy, can you help me? She asked this morning. She was not going back in the bathroom. She's like, can you just turn it on Big City Greens? I said, yeah, baby. I had a softy moment.
Yeah.
Because normally she drives me crazy when she just can't control her emotions. I'm like, it's a long day. We got softball tonight.
Try and start off on a
I
better
just
note.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't you can't maneuver in the city, so it's just going to be stressful, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get out of my neighborhood. You can't go anywhere.
No.
Maple all of a sudden looks like Highway 6.
Yeah.
And you know Maple used to rot.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, is that why the mayor lost? Because there's like road.
I do think it's a distinct
obstruction
possibility.
It's
like I think it's a distinct possibility.
why are they working on every place in the city at once?
at the same time?
It's maddening.
Like, I'm not a city planner here, so I don't know.
I wonder. Hey, whomever those guys are, it's like they're one, and then he has or she has.
Yeah,
like
you have like
lots of
the civil engineers.
I wouldn't want that job.
And it's complicated, so that's why I'm trying not to hate too hard here. But like, I would hope or think that you could go through and be like, okay, this is like right now they're working on the Giles exit on the interstate, right? So like maybe we don't also do work on Q at the same time.
In the centerfold,
you know,
I love his role.
It's a different thing.
It's a Jay
Giles band.
Jay Giles band. My bad.
But yeah, it's like you would think you'd look and be like, hey,
was that elote? Was
if
pretty corny? By the way, the restaurant we went to had smoked elote.
Yeah,
or it wasn't smoked. It was fresh off the kernel.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and guess can.
I'm not an
fresh out the can.
Not an elote guy.
Oh my God, this is awful bright yellow.
I'm not an elote guy.
I hate corn. But anyway, you can't maneuver anywhere in the
out
city.
on the Huskers. Wow.
I don't ever say I haven't said corn Huskers in 30 years.
Sad.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Knock yourself out. I'm not a corn Husker guy. I'm just the Huskers.
Just the Huskers.
A lot of times
Nebraska.
I just say Nebraska.
Yeah.
I don't even use the last name. I think I'm traumatized by the teaching era because they only call people by their last names.
Yeah.
Which is highly annoying.
Mr. Benning.
No, it's just Benning.
Yeah. They don't even throw the Mr. on there.
It's like, huh?
Not about that.
No. You want to see Lamanji snap?
Yeah.
Over a variety of things.
Well,
be a player and just say the last name
without coach.
Yeah.
So would he rather you say first name or last name?
I think he'd rather you stay alive. So just say coach and then the name.
So if I'm out there, I'm playing, let's say linebacker for old DB over here.
Mm-hmm.
Am I in more trouble if I yell, "Hey, Damon," or Benning?
In order, probably Damon.
Okay.
But
so it's
no one in the continental U.S. says Damon.
So go in trouble with you or Lamanji?
I'm gonna correct you. He'll snap.
So it goes coach.
Yeah.
Then Benning.
Yep.
Then Damon.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, can you imagine saying Paul?
Yo, Paulie.
Yo, City. You're Boonda Downey permanently.
You're never gonna play again.
It's tough. Yeah, the whole city thing is driving me bonkers.
No, it's rough. It's rough out there.
Yeah, and the other thing while I'm on this whole super mini, MINI. I know we can't get Jan and Jen. You know, you're nodding. Is that an approval? Did I say it correctly?
Nope.
I did too. I'm not gonna argue with you right now because I am not in the mood. Okay, I'm just telling you. There was clearly a distinction between the two words I just said.
You did, but neither one of them was Jen.
Was Jen?
You said Jan and Jen.
No, I said Jen and Jen.
That you said the same thing right there.
Shane, we're out here. This is.
Sorry, we're not getting into a Jan and Jen or Jen thing here.
I need to call Bill and ask for permission to have a drink. I'm serious.
You all right?
No.
We're doing okay.
I feel like pouting.
I'm
I'm on the verge.
You gonna pout this morning?
I am on the. Listen, you have no idea. I'm telling you.
You like Reed 6 feet from the edge?
No, when I start fidgeting with my cord, you know I got issues. The whole last minute blinker thing.
Oh yeah, you're not a zipper merge guy.
Why did? Okay, so
or is that what you mean? What do you mean by last minute blinker?
Man, do I have to admit this? So you know what I've been on the last 2 days?
What's that?
Okay. So let's just take Q Street, for instance.
Okay.
108th to 120th.
Mhm.
You have to merge.
Yeah, they got
The
the
lane
lane
closed.
closed. Right, yeah.
So what everybody likes to do is they like to speed up on the one side and then
Get over at the last second.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm the guy
You ride down the middle so nobody can get by you.
every time. Every time.
So here's the problem, though, is because I know there's
there
a left turn.
there are people that can turn left.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not very many of them.
There are people, and I understand. So I usually cave at the last minute by the lights.
Yeah.
Like I'll start to get over. But
Mhm.
if we're from anywhere from 8th to 14th to where you can merge on the interstate, you're not doing it.
Because what I'll do if I'm going
And
that
guess
way,
what? The dudes. So I had this truck driver behind me who
Mhm.
actually was riding with me, and I'm like, "You're the one with the cool pickup. Why didn't you have the stones to do it?" But he probably is like, "I don't want to be as big an a-hole as you."
he was piling on.
No, he was riding with me though. Like he was like
Yeah.
tapping on his dash. I checked my my cam, and he was giving me like the little air thing. I wanted to tap him up too. A goddamn bus pulled it, did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm like, where are you squeezing into?
It's freaking bats.
You're the like 6 cars, man. Like, figure it out.
So I was with Caleb, and I was like, hey, let's cut through here just to experiment to see if there's a way out where I don't have to go to 120th. And he's driving.
Mhm.
He's like, this is the first time I've ever driven you. And I was like, dang, it kind of is. It's scary. But, he drives like he plays, right? Like super right turn and blinker like 90 feet in advance. Well, good for you, but anyway, so we found a way out. But these people, like, I'm the dude that blocks the merge. So when you say zipper merge, yes, like I get it, because whoever did the ILQ exit, I don't know why it goes to 1 lane then 2 between L West and L East,
because it's 2 to 1 back to 2
and only like 100 yards.
Yeah, it's real dumb. It's real dumb.
And I think it confuses people. So I give them grace because I drive it every day and I know it.
That's a particularly stupid exit, though. It's bad.
It ain't worse than Dodge East getting on 80.
No, it's really bad, too. There's a lot of them.
So anyway, do we want to be that person?
The zipper merge people?
No, this started with the city planner.
Oh, no, I don't want to be that person.
That would be brutal.
It's a tough job. It is a tough job. But I do think I could manage to be like, hey, maybe we don't go from like 2 to 1 to 2 to 1 like 4 times in 500 meters.
Dude, it's
like I could probably figure that out.
Yeah. It's
because whatever the reason was, it wasn't a good one.
I think the North Downtown Center is tough too for people because there's a lot of it looks like tapestry just being woven with vehicles.
There's a lot of in and out. Nah, I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
I
don't know. What time are we picking the golfers now that it's already started? Should we do that after MC?
We can do it actually at 7:30 if you want.
Okay.
We can do it right away because I always forget.
This is a fairly normal segment. We're gonna get out in less than 30.
Well, yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
And I did it without melting down.
I will admit I always forget that the PGA events start at like the crack of dawn.
Yeah, it's Charlotte.
And it's East Coast, so it's even a little earlier for us. I haven't looked at scores.
I haven't either.
So I'm on the up and up here. I give you Scout's honor. I wasn't a scout. I don't know. So maybe that means less.
I was gonna say, does that have more merit if you were a scout?
I think so. I think it's actually more detrimental if you're not, but it's just a thing people say.
It's corny too, but I'm probably a pinky swear guy. What is Scout's honor?
I don't know.
Do you guys get sworn in? I mean,
You guys.
Oh, scouts.
I wasn't a scout. I was never a scout.
Shane, you strike me as a big Boy Scout kind of guy. Were you a scout?
I'm here to tell you right now.
So tell us.
No.
Okay. Good talk.
Wow.
You do kind of like DB. You do kind of give off like you would maybe have been an Eagle Scout.
I'm more apt to throw you in the street than help you across it, bud. No.
We didn't have the option of doing stuff like that.
Were you like a 4-H kid?
There was that. And I did that for like 1 year.
Kiwanis Club?
I did. I went to Kiwanis
Yeah.
a couple times with my friend Jimmy Burnett.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went for the games.
You kind of give off like you might have done like an Eagle Scout thing.
No. There's not a big soapbox guy.
Yeah.
No. I can't do anything. I can't whittle. I can't twiddle. I can't.
Well, if you'd been an Eagle Scout, you could.
No. Wasn't interested in starting fires outside. Rub 2 sticks together.
No?
No.
Not a big rub 2 sticks together guy?
Mm-mm. Maybe 1, not 2.
A little too zesty for you?
Yes, actually. Yes. Wow. May not make it to break.
All right, coming up, we're going to pick our PGA golfers. Like zesty, you know, like because fire's hot, it's a little spicy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Starting fires. That's all I meant. Sparks.
Shane Bill.
Like Jordan.
Okay, get him on the horn. He's probably done about 78 things already.
All right, coming up next. Neither one of us have looked at the PGA scoreboard. I don't know if Shane has or not, but we will pick our golfers and see if I can repeat my mastery in the golf pickers again. Then coming up at 7:45, we'll talk to our guys.
Did you kind of low key self place?
Yeah, like you said, 1 stick, not 2.
Preferably my own.
Well, that's what never mind. Coming up at 7:45, we're going to talk to Martie Cordaro. He's the president of the Omaha Storm Chasers. At 8:45, we've got Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider. 9 o'clock, we got Michael Bruntz, and then the great Big A, Anthony Stabile, will join us at 9:45 to talk Preakness. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla, Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, 2 months. I don't, with the way he came off the mound that day, pumping his fist and blood coming down his face and some of those things that you didn't anticipate him being out for 2 months when you saw that, right? But I think that just goes to show just how mentally and physically tough that kid is, that he's doing that in that moment where he's obviously in a lot of pain. I mean, he had broken bones all over his face, nose, eye. So yeah, there was a long road back, right? And we went to sleep that night thinking we may be without him for a short amount of time. And the 2 months that he was out, I mean, that's a long road back for him, having to keep his arm in shape, then going through the major reconstructive surgery, and then basically him not being able to do anything for a amount of time after the surgery. Not everybody can pull that off. I mean, that may have been a season-ending injury for some, but for him to be able to come back in 2 months was a testament to who he is.
Been soaking in these final moments of your career here and your final regular season game in Omaha?
Well, it's been hard. I didn't think it was going to be quite this hard, but the last week or so, ever since we played down in Lincoln last week, I started to realize that we're on the clock now, and that I need to just kind of take a deep breath if I can, try to enjoy everything, whether it's the bus trip, whether it's the flight, whether it's the pregame, because there won't be too many more left. So I just appreciate everybody being so kind. They were nice to me on Sunday, very nice to me today. So much fun to see the former players come back and have visits with them. So I consider myself pretty fortunate.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We're here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you keep those seat belts fastened. We were talking about traffic a little earlier. Sometimes it can get a little touch and go there.
How about just touchy?
Make sure you get that seat belt fastened in case you run into a DB that's trying to block people off there in the lanes. It can save lives and prevent injuries, but only if worn properly. Make it click. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. What's up, DB?
I have a question though.
Okay, yeah.
Are you not riding with me like that?
Man, that's a great question.
Not on blocking the lane. I'm not on blocking the lane. I think it is as big of a jerk move to block the lane as it is to merge late. I know there are zipper merge advocates. I know there are. And they'll be like, well, the data tells me that they did a study.
Whose voice is that?
That's our guy, Steven.
It's really not, though.
I know. No, I love Steven. Steven's great. It's just the general, like, well, actually, I saw a study that says zipper
You know who that
merging.
might be?
Who?
That might be Tony. We give our guy TG a lot of grace.
Oh, I've never heard him talk. I don't know. I've
Tony
heard
Tony has a little more Steven in him with the delivery.
Steven?
Yeah. I mean, Tony tried to hit me with the old casino move thing, and I'm like, look, man, is it easier to move with or without Cooper Flag? Is it easier to get a new building with or without Cooper Flag?
Yeah.
But I got to give TG some grace.
It's
not a Richard move, though.
It is. No, it is. Because you don't know. Listen,
if we were a different show, it'd be a poll question. That I know how you love polls. Ryan.
Good GM.
Jeez.
I thought you meant skiing. You know?
Do I look like I ski?
Do I look like I ski?
Nah.
No, I
kinda.
I think
no.
The beard?
No.
No. I think it is as big of a jerk move to block the lane as it is to merge late. Both.
I feel like I need some backup.
Both of those are not the best in humanity right there.
So why do people think that they just get to speed up and get over at the last minute?
Well,
so here's the thing.
If you're gonna
can I get picky here?
Yeah, go for it.
If you're at a standstill, I think it's a bad move.
For sure.
I think it's a bad move. If you're at
if there's somewhat moving traffic, I understand a little bit more because
Me
there's more
too.
likely to be a gap.
Me too.
Yeah, I can understand that. But if you're like the place you're talking about is,
I mean, that Joker's gridlocked. Like,
yeah,
there is no room.
3 traffic lights in 4 blocks, basically 5 blocks, maybe.
You know exactly where I'm talking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you go stoplight, gridlock, stoplight, gridlock, and then you've got people coming in from the interstate that also have to get over.
This is bad.
So in that situation, that's
and
why
the people turning left to get off of Q Street to head west, you give them no room.
Yeah. None at all. Because I'll do what I'll do there in that situation is a lot of times I'll go up.
You said that was a.
So in that situation, it's definitely the late mergers that are in the wrong.
So, and I got a question. Why are you just so casual with the whole Richard thing? Because you just actually said the word.
Off air, yeah.
I'm offended.
A Richard Hole.
That's
At least I didn't call you a Richard Hole.
That's a dumb term, by the way.
I say a lot of dumb terms, DB. Like, that's the one you're going to pick on?
No, I can't talk. But that one is exceptionally kiddish.
A Richard Hole? It does come from, like, when I was, like, I don't know, elementary.
4? Yeah. That sounds about right.
Elementary, middle school. You just don't really know how to call people names yet. You kind of just start putting words together.
Big compound word, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I like to get creative.
Wow.
Mix and match.
I don't think that's that bad.
So in
somebody's got to do it, right?
No, that you don't though. You don't have to. That's the thing.
I hate your delivery. It really. I was gonna say rubs me the wrong way. It really bothers me.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I think it's intentional.
It's not. It's just who I am as a person.
Oh,
A what? A Richard Hole?
I'm definitely not saying that.
No. So in that situation, I think the late mergers are worse, but you don't have to take it into your own hands. That's not. You don't have to do that.
No,
you could just sit there and like stay as close to the next car in front of you as possible, and not let people in.
Cassie. So why? Okay, that's fine.
You're just taking too much control in your own hands because you think you know better.
That's kind of my personality.
Yeah, in that situation, I think you got to let it go because you don't know. Like, there's apartments right there. People are trying to get home. On the left, like there's some people that I know. It's not a lot of people.
There's the business. So there's enough of a lefty room if that's what you want to do. Because you got to remember,
when are
you don't have
blocking
to.
them off. Like, at what point are you blocking them off?
I'm embarrassed. We're talking like 115th.
So you're going early.
Early.
So if there's a person coming from 114th that lives in the apartments behind Project Harmony,
okay,
you're just not
so
letting them get
I'm
home.
probably 30 yards. Mm-hmm. No, 50 yards. No, actually, probably 75 yards.
Okay.
From the Speed Mart.
Okay.
So I'm in front of the first lights off the interstate, and I'm probably not letting you come over.
Yeah, that's before the turn lane to get to the apartments and the businesses.
Yeah.
So,
but you have room though.
Where? No, you don't.
Well, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
I have like both my driver's side tires.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe this with all my police friends. They're like, this dude is crazy. But I don't think it's not illegal. Like if you want to drive on the median to go around, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I mean, that's also illegal.
So I'm not like in.
Like you can get ticketed for not staying in your proper lane. Like that's a thing.
Oh, that'd be tough. I should probably give it the old gander.
Like you can get ticketed for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I mean, they have enough of those violations.
I'm calling my man Nats. Hey.
They have enough of those violations.
You'd be like, DB, what'd you do?
Catch-alls.
And then I try to explain it to him. He'd probably hang up on me.
You're like, I'm traffic Batman. I'm a vigilante.
No, that's a little excessive. I think I should take it
to the internet. See what people think.
Nah, we got a lot of cynics, especially. I mean, I don't know.
Listen, I am not a fan of the people you're trying to prevent from doing what they're doing either.
Yeah.
I understand why you would want to do that. I don't think that's the right move. Not like Spike Lee's all the right moves. You know what I mean?
What I love how you try to go to the minority references to tug at my heartstrings. I have more versatility.
It's just the thing that popped in my head when I said right moves.
I'm like the United Rainbow Coalition.
I believe that.
It's the United Color. Oh, that's tough.
You're very welcoming of all people.
Well, you're so mellow. I don't know, man. I
actually don't even know what the United Rainbow Coalition is. What is that?
It's the United Colors of Bennington, is what I was going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
I
don't know what that is.
I don't want to be the traffic police. I like everybody. I'm just saying.
It's just not the people that are trying to merge late.
I just don't know what makes those people so special.
Nothing. It frustrates me as well because they think their time is more valuable than yours.
I mean, has everybody got where's everybody going?
I don't know. Trying to get over to Q. Trying to go west.
Ideally, though, don't tear up one quarter of the city at the same time, though.
I agree. That's the root cause here. It may cost you an election.
I need somebody to help me out. Is anybody going to throw me a lifeline, or is it just like normal? Everybody's out on DB.
Can I ask you a question here?
You're dying to ask me a question, and you don't have to worry about making me mad because you do every day.
That's kind of the place I live. What do you think? What do you think more impacted the Mayor Stothert not getting reelected? The streets. So I'm going to put potholes, construction, the whole thing. The streets.
Yeah.
The allegations that she doesn't live here, or just she's been the mayor for over a decade. We're sick of it.
The streets.
Okay.
The streets.
Not about these streets.
Oh, it's too early to need a timeout.
Well, we'll get a little break here, as our friend Martie.
Our big Martie, the big streetcar guy.
Yeah, Martie Cordaro, our friend, the president of the Omaha Storm Chasers, joining us now. Martie, what's going on?
Good morning. How's everyone doing today?
El Presidente. How we doing?
I'm well, man. Team is playing a little bit better, having won 5 out of 6.
And 2 in a row?
Yeah, 2 in a row at home. And, yeah, you know, it's a big stretch for us. We've got Chasers this week, state baseball next week, and then our lone back-to-back 12-gamer right after state baseball. So 4 straight weeks of great baseball action at Werner Park.
I was literally somebody must have ran and told on me. I wasn't even making fun of you as much as I was Bluey, but on like a humbug. I just happened to be discussing city events for my soon-to-be 7-year-old's birthday. And I said, guys, do you realize I'm trying to go see Bluey for a VIP deal? This is an honest-to-God true story, Marty. This was, I don't know how many, when was this?
Well, you talked about a couple times, but it.
And I'm like,
yeah.
How is this thing sold out 3 weeks ago? I'm like,
don't ask me. My youngest is almost 17. I don't know anything about Bluey. This is all educational for me, and it's pretty crazy. And I'm glad that we're also bringing bingo with Bluey.
Yeah.
That way, you know, more kids and families can meet the characters, you know, during the game.
Apparently, Bluey's a big deal, Marty, because when I was talking about Bluey, I think I gave him I gave Bluey a masculine deal.
Yeah.
And I had a caller call in and say, hey, by the way,
Bluey's a girl.
Bluey's a girl. And Marty, I'm telling you, Zoe watches Bluey every single day. And we're going on like 5 or 6 months of this. It's incredible. I don't get it, but apparently, considering it's sold out, everybody else does.
She's gonna be 7. Holy cow!
I know.
Crazy.
I know. Listen,
Crazy.
I'm doing the math though. I'll be out of the house at 61. All right, out of the house at 61.
I bet you are.
So, how excited are you? I mean, you're getting ready to start a homestand. It's happening a little late. You get to celebrate a little late this year with your Star Wars night, which, of course, Shane and the co-host to my right is very excited about. Like, are you getting ready to just get in your wheelhouse here?
You know, it's going to be a great night tomorrow night. The jerseys that Alex Cedar designed really are nice. You know, we're looking forward to that. You know, the team wearing those, and then Make-A-Wish receiving the proceeds from the jersey auction and characters. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun night. You know, the first fireworks we had a couple weeks ago on May 2nd, it was still downright cold for baseball. So
yeah, that's tough.
Looking forward to some warmer weather tomorrow night. And you know, Star Wars night is kind of always been our reopening night, because you never know what you get with weather, as we just talked about, you know, during the month of April. And it's long been the first weekend, but our team decided that, you know, we could probably get more characters and have less conflict with other community events that weekend. So that's why we moved off of the May 4th weekend to this weekend. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes this year.
So I mean, I know
lot of Mace Windu jokes
DBs.
Already, Marty, and I'd like to broadden my horizons. Do I have any more range? Is there anything else I can offer myself other than Mace Windu?
I'll come back to you on that. Yeah, we'll get you taken care of.
I believe the Fett family has a little bit of culture. I don't know which culture that is.
Oh, Marty, that's his guy. You're a big Boba Fett guy, right?
Yeah, I don't know about a big guy, but yeah, I'm a big Fett fan. But yeah, so,
Jenga, who in particular?
No, I like Boba Fett, and you know, the young man he's not a young man anymore, but the gentleman that played the young Boba Fett, he and I have kind of become acquaintances over the years.
Shocker.
He played in Attack of the Clones, Daniel Logan, and you know, we were close on bringing him in. So hopefully we'll bring him in one year. He's great with fans, and that's the neat thing about Star Wars. It just transcends all generations, and yeah, so tomorrow night will be fun. But there's a lot of other baseball other than just Star Wars night tomorrow night. And, you know, this team's playing well. You know, Cameron's back. You know, we obviously are on the Jack Caglione watch. And
I was going to say, man, if there's one string you could pull and you wanted to, Like,
You think I haven't tried already? Come on now.
hey guys, if you could just give me like a week's warning. The whole 48 to 72 hour thing is a little tough. We can turn it around, but give me a week. Just be a week notice.
They're not letting you make those decisions, Marty?
No. Even in my 19th year, they ask questions. My friends at the Royals are great, but you know what? I don't want to be in player personnel decisions. I think a lot of times, we as fans or the general fans will say, well, how come they haven't done this and how come they haven't done that? And you want players to be in Omaha and you want players to go to the big leagues, but remember, it isn't just about playing baseball, or maybe in the NBA, with the G League. These are players' lives, and there is a component to this. Are they ready on the mental side as well with their next move? And I know when the Royals feel that Jack's ready, they're going to make that move, and it'll be great to have him back in Omaha, because I know there's a lot of Jack fans in Omaha.
So I know DB insinuated Star Wars nerd, which I am a little bit, but what I'm really excited about is the replica championship ring giveaway, because that's the next night, right?
Sweet. Yeah, those are really sweet. We got them in late last week, and Katie and Alvin on our team did a really nice job with the design of those, and Pepsi's the partner on that, and they are as big and as heavy as our authentic rings that the staff and the team and the players got. So it's going to be a really, really nice giveaway. And
what doesn't Katie do?
She does a lot.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's out there.
Wait, she's out there, right? But so Prez, how important I tell people this and they laugh. Oh, he's so nice and he's so diplomatic. I'm like, no, Marty's competitive. Like, how much do you like? How much is winning? I know you have to kind of roll with the punches, but you've been successful, man. Do you still have the winning bug, like that supersedes anything?
Well, yeah. Being a part of the winning, is largely based on us creating an environment for players to develop and play. We're not in the sport business, especially on the baseball side. Soccer side's a little different because we do employ the players, but I'm not getting involved in technical decisions. When I'm talking about a player, it's more about his character, his makeup. What is his attitude? Has he grown? Has he not? Is he a problem? And the Royals go through those same questions. So on the competitive side of that, it's more of a support system, if you will. But look, I had someone ask me the other day, how many rings do you have? And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't had them out in a while. So I pulled a few out of, a couple of spots in my house, and I've got 9 rings. I had 9 rings, so I want to go 10. So let's get another one, whether it's Union or whether it's Chasers this year. And, getting a little reminder of it, Columbus is who we beat at home last year. In these first 2 games, we've beaten Columbus pretty soundly, and it feels pretty good.
You got a nice little thing going with them. I want to talk about something that's kind of near and dear to my heart. You got, your mental health awareness night, and it impacts a ton of people. Obviously myself on a personal level, there's times where I know I've struggled with mental health. Like, when you guys are picking your nights and community involvement, how beneficial is it that you're so in tune with what's going on in the community on multiple levels, not just in the sports world?
Well, we have to be, and I would say, using the word inclusive is not something that is very popular these days, but we don't give a damn. And we're going to be inclusive in a sense of we're going to celebrate different community nights, in a sense of All Abilities Night, or in a sense of Pride Night. And then tonight is a night to bring some awareness to those that do struggle with mental health. And DB, you and I have talked, and you, your family, and then a number of my family members. It's been a tough run the last 10 years in some regards. So having displays tonight, and having different organizations that fans can anonymously walk up to and have conversation about services or get information about services, I think is important. And it's no different on the other end. The last 2 years we've celebrated, the Negro Leagues Baseball Tribute to bring attention to those that came before us and those that were different than traditional, air quotes, baseball players back in, the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So, that's a different type of a community celebration. But we're going to continue to do that. I think it's important to celebrate all things that are challenging and good in our community. And that's something that's important not only to the Omaha Storm Chasers, but to the core of the 120 across minor league baseball.
Martie, that's why we like you. That's why we ride with you. You care about so much more than just baseball. Really appreciate all you do for the community. What's the best way for people to support you? Just get out to Storm Chasers games?
Yeah, look, the weather was tough early this year. If you haven't been to a game yet, come out this week. Come out over the next 3 or 4 weeks. There are a lot of great promotions.
A lot of 70s too. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be ideal, Martie.
It is. And there's a lot of promotions that are community-based or just baseball fun-based. But if you like great baseball, there's that as well. I mean, look what the Royals are doing. And, those players were here. They were here before they were Royals. And, again, these players that are here today are going to go on to play big league baseball. So, log online, omahastormchasers.com. We've got fantastic gold packs and blue books still remaining. We have undated voucher packs. So, yeah, just consider supporting the AAA club this year.
That's Martie Cordaro, president of the Omaha Storm Chasers. Martie, love talking to you as always. We appreciate it.
Ravi, DB, make today the best day. See you guys.
Appreciate it, MC.
Good stuff there from Martie Cordaro. I just want to go out there on a Wednesday, pet some dogs. Bark in the park.
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog?
Yeah, you can.
I love dogs.
I got one guy. Boyce is on my team.
Boyce?
Yeah, the whole merging thing.
Just vigilante traffic cop?
It's not being a vigilante, man. These guys that just like fly down and no, man. Let me see. Yep, T-Mac's riding with me.
I'm stunned.
Well, I tell you,
you know why this happened, right?
Why?
So I was like, we were talking about the Warriors. Mm-hmm. I was about 30 seconds from like going full rant, and then I ended up bottling it up. Now we got problems. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming next.
I think the more you can keep your routine is really the biggest thing. And just continually knowing that you have prepared and trust your preparation. And that's probably the biggest thing, because this group, this isn't a team that you're going, oh my God, I wish we would have done more of this or more of that, or wish we would have focused on this. They've done all that and they want to be good. I mean, even today, what we've been saying even for the last 6 weeks, we want to get better every day at practice. It's never just maintenance practices. We want to get better every day at practice till the very last day that we get to practice. And even today at practice, some of the things that we worked on offensively, they weren't new, but they just had a little twist to help us maybe, just focus on the strike zone with the movement that we're going to see coming through with the pitching staffs that we're going to face this week. So, and I thought it was really helpful.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, we've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
First of all, this job was attractive because of the success of the men's program this past year, right? And when I'm so proud, just like the other sport programs, we went through this same process 3.5 years ago with our men's program. And it's all about finding the right person who can bring in a talented staff and talented student athletes and trusting the process, right? And just like we told Crutch, just like we told Coach Jamie, we don't expect to turn around in year one just because there's no shortcuts to success, right? It's about the process along the way And how do we put this program in position over the next year, next 2 years, to really take advantage when it's our time, right? And more importantly, if you have the right person, you have the right process, it's not a one-time thing, right? You can actually find some sustainable success. And that's when I'm most excited. It's not if, it's when, because we got the right person.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. DB, we got to make some picks.
I know.
Are you ready?
Yep. Hey, can I say asshats?
Yeah, you can say whatever you
All
want.
right, so Boyce is with me.
We're on the internet. You can do whatever you want.
Speeding. Terrence is with me. I told you that before the break.
So I said this off air. It deserves to be said on air. This is a public-private thing, so I'm going to make it public, right?
Wait a minute. What?
So I will say there are other situations in which
my guy MK, Mike's with me.
There are situations in which I don't mind that. The reason I mind you doing that in that specific situation is the turn lane on the
I
left.
understand.
Like if there's no turn lanes, by all means, block the other lane of traffic. Go for it. Like I legitimately, like that's fine. It's the fact that I know exactly where you're talking about, and I see people turn left into those apartments and businesses all the time.
Rarely.
All the time.
Rarely. Knock it off. Why do you even go that way?
Because when I leave headquarters, I'll just go up Q to 120 and then go home.
I feel you.
Yeah. Because L gets a little goofy with the interstate over there.
Shane, are you losing your mind not being able to get on the interstate from the access way right here?
Yes. I mean, it takes like 35, 40 minutes to get home. It's a bunch of crap.
If anybody's going to be steaming Willie Beeman, it's going to be that dude.
It's not great. It's not great.
I'm tripping.
So for a while, I couldn't turn left on Harrison to get on 126.
Yeah.
I just have to go up and do a U-turn.
Yeah, it's the worst.
You ever seen people do legal U-turns?
Yeah.
Golly, man. It's like, are you using a protractor? Just turn the wheels, man.
I love the people that, like, they're in traffic and they have to throw it in reverse. I'm like, bruh.
Like, the turn radius can't be that bad.
I mean, they're not doing like a semi or anything.
I just saw a Tacoma, like, whip that. I'm like, you can do it too, little Subaru.
It's like a little Honda or something. It's like, come on, crank it.
Guys, like, did you not just see that Tacoma do that?
Need a little soldier boy. You got to crank that.
So when it says it's closed for
That's pretty funny.
When it says it's closed for 20 days, does that mean 20 straight days or is that 20 work days?
I don't know, man. What the world is wrong?
Whatever
with
it means, it's going to be longer than 20 days, Shane.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that.
Is it
now.
21 with Memorial Day weekend coming up? I mean,
I think it's probably closer to 60 if I had to guess.
All right.
Like, whenever they get an estimate on road work, I'm just going to assume it's at least double or triple.
He said, work days, but not the weekend?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
whatever.
it be just the opposite?
Whatever days that they work, is it closed?
Yeah, he's talking about like business days. Like, do they take weekends
I don't
off?
need you to vouch for him.
I'm trying to help.
No.
Trying to
When you're supposed to, you won't.
trying to bring clarity to the situation.
You're the king of muck. Clarity. Clear as mud. I need a pen to get these picks.
Are you ready? You ready to go?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm going to have.
You got me all sorts of fired up.
All right.
As long as a couple of my stalwarts are riding with me, I'm good.
I got a number between 1 and 20 picked out.
No.
That's how we pick the order.
I lost my pen. I'm momentarily distracted.
Well, all right. So I'm going to let Shane pick the number first, and then you'll pick a number. Whoever's closest gets to choose what they want.
Shane, we're 4, and it's 70-1. 70 to 1 is the long shot.
4 regulars plus the long shot.
Okay, so what's the number between?
Between 1 and 20.
I'll go the attention span of a goddamn guppy.
For
Go
you,
ahead,
Shane.
Shane.
Damon, I'll go 10.
Why is it for me?
DB, what number do you want?
My favorite high school number, 3.
Shane is closer. Shane, what pick do you want?
He picked 10 in the middle, so I had to go either way.
Good
Pick
job,
one.
Shane.
Pick one.
All right, so we're doing snake draft, so you won't pick again until 6.
That's cool.
All right.
No.
We're not doing snake? I thought we were
Till
doing snake.
6.
Or till, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
I'll do electric company for you. That was your jam. I got you.
I'll take 11 and 12 too.
I'm trying to help out. You tell HBO. You tell me HBO all the time. I'm trying to help a brother out.
Right. You're just gassing.
That's what I'm here for.
My intestines are on fire right now.
That's what I'm here. What? Do you need like some Imodium? I think I still got some on my backpack.
I
from
did
Indy.
just go get some. I did just go get some club soda.
I think I still got some in my bag from Indy.
I'm like, you realize you're gonna go from water to putty.
Yep. At that point,
enjoy that.
That's why I waited so long because I didn't want to. I was like, okay, if I can get this clear up on its own, I don't want to have to go the Imodium route. But it got out of hand. We had to do some things.
Yeah. The old sludgy.
All right, so Shane, you're 1. DB, what pick do you want? You want 2 or 3?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 3.
Okay, I'm happy with 2. I don't have a choice, so it doesn't matter.
Give me 3. I want to go back to back like my man Drake.
You do love Drake.
Loves Listen, I'm not a big loves guy.
Big Drake guy.
Back in the day.
Shane, with the number 1 pick, you select
Scotty.
Weird. Shane goes with old
front runner.
Shuffle.
No, you're exactly right.
I'm gonna go back with my guy since he treated me so well at the Masters. We're going Rory.
Great. A lot of 1-2s.
The 1s and 2s.
So I'm gonna go with Shoffley, who's in a great pairing.
Okay.
And I am going to go with Colin Morikawa.
That's your guy. You love Colin.
No,
you like Colin. Sorry, I'm not a big love guy.
I do love humanity, generally.
Just not individuals at all.
I'm pretty kind. I think I'll do for people. But love is that's special. Special.
Well, ain't that special?
Like the church chat lady.
All right.
So I'm going with
Shoffley and Morikawa.
Yes. How about the pairing? Is it 8:20 Eastern or did they already tee off? Rory is with Shoffley.
I'm gonna go.
Did you know that? Do you
did.
care?
I do care. I'm going back to the well. Guys that treated me well at the Masters. Going Ludwig Oberg.
Of course you are.
It's my guy.
Of course you are.
Who you got, Shano?
I'm going to go with Bryson.
DeChambeau?
Wow, just taking all the top seeds.
Wow, sad, Shane. Disappointing.
God, it's gonna kill you.
And I get to go again, right?
Yeah. That's how the serpentine thing works, Shane.
You're snarky today.
No. Who put the quarter in? You watched the whole thing burn.
Shane, who do you want?
How many picks are we getting total?
Shane, just pick another guy.
Shane.
No, just tell me how many picks we're getting total.
No,
so you have
four total.
4 total.
Okay.
You have 2 in the can.
Plus
a long shot.
So you have 2 more normal than a long shot.
Okay, I'll go with Victor.
That ain't a bad pick, Shane. I thought about it.
Took a minute to get around to it. That's fine. We're gonna go with Justin Thomas.
I like it. I like the JT pool.
Who we got?
I'm gonna go back to the well. I'm gonna go with Corey Connors.
Ooh, okay.
Patrick.
No,
it's not your turn.
Damn it.
Good Lord, Shane.
Maybe I want you to take Patrick.
Shane.
Yeah, you really Jedi mind trick us there. Did you go with your long shot before you had to?
Oh, that's right. Don't give me Connors. Don't give me Connors. Don't give me Connors.
All
Don't give me Connors.
All right, go back.
I want Tommy Fleetwood.
All right, thank you. I was like, whoa, easy, bud. 85 to 1's aggressive for the third pick.
Sorry. Give me Fleetwood, Mac.
Okay. Tommy Fleetwood Mac. All right, who's your second one?
I'm going with Baby El Nino.
Who's that?
John Rahm.
Oh, the Spaniard.
He's like the mild version of Sergio.
Yeah. Were you a big Sergio guy?
No. I didn't like anybody else during the Tiger era.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was the villain.
Yeah, I hated everybody.
I'm gonna go Jordan Spieth here.
Ooh, gutsy.
I'm going for it.
Gutsy.
We're going for it. All right, now Shane, it is your turn.
I'll go with Patrick Cantley.
Okay.
And now you get your long shot. It has to be greater than 70-1.
I'm going to go the other Patrick.
Reed?
Yep.
It's not greater than 70-1, babe.
I got 75 on mine.
Is he?
I got him right at 70.
Okay, we'll take it. I like that, Shane. It's a good pull.
I am going to go.
My numbers were from yesterday, so.
That's fine.
With my countryman, Akshay Bhatia.
Oh, 120. Hopefully the wind doesn't kick up.
He'll be fine with his game, but he might not make it.
Wow, really? That's a. Just riding?
Just riding. Countryman.
Give me Connors.
Corey Connors. All right, those are our picks. We'll go over it on Monday, see how everybody does. None of us looked at scores, so if.
Scintillating.
Listen, we had to make the picks. We had to do it.
Shade.
How many guys do I get?
Well, you got to understand, though.
How many more picks are there? Same number we did last time, Shane. Same number we told you when we started the segment.
Hey, I have a question.
Okay.
Can I assume that the Steelers are signing Aaron Rodgers with the Jets Steelers week 1?
I think that's a fair assumption. I mean, I just assumed after they got Alan Lazard that was locked up because there's no other earthly reason you would sign Alan Lazard.
I just want you to know that. Wait a minute.
What?
Oh, John. I think I'm hoping John is riding with me. Now he's an aggressive driver too. I need everybody on my team.
Yeah, I understand that.
But the problem is kind of we're in this circle and we all know each other. So I don't want it to just be like Marky Mark and the friend bunch. I want people to think I'm right.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it is. Either that or you just surround yourself with overly aggressive vigilantes.
Right, because I was going to say because I seem like a big yes man guy.
No.
I don't know those people.
You seem like just judging by the people you surround yourself with, which can lean a little Richardy. It seems like they may ride with the a lot of the people you hang out with are jerks, myself included. That's true.
It is?
Objectively, yes.
Okay.
It's flickering.
Think about the people in your life and kind of their default setting.
Okay.
You get a lot of snark.
Speaking of which,
I'm including myself in this, so I'm not saying anything about anybody. I'm not saying about
the
myself.
least surprising thing ever. Does it surprise you that Asian Wyatt was an Eagle Scout?
I almost said something.
I thought, whoa.
Don't.
I'm trying so hard.
I really got to be careful on what I say about that.
I'm trying so hard.
Does it have anything to do with Up?
Nope, it didn't. Nope. I haven't seen that particular film. I only know the dog's name is Doug because people bring it up to me all the time because I have a dog named Doug that is unrelated to the dog and Up. People are like, oh, like the dog and Up. I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen that movie.
Google.
No, I'm aware that the scout is Asian. That wasn't the place I was going to go, though. Since I haven't seen it, it's not really in my Rolodex of references. So sometimes I'll know what you're talking about.
So we're assuming it.
I would not have guessed. Asian Wyatt is an Eagle Scout. I don't know if that's a big thing in the Asian community. Maybe it is. I'm not aware.
Do you like the way that the NFL set up the schedule?
Can I be honest with you?
You don't care
about the schedule at all.
I don't either.
I'll figure it out when, as we get to July, August.
I'll ride with you on that.
I'll kind of start probably June. I'll look at it sooner than that, but I don't care about the reveal at all. At some point, as I'm starting to prep for the NFL season, I'll start looking through individual team schedules. But the reveal does nothing to me. I don't care.
I'm not quite ready to give you my first to worst and all those predictions, but I will be locked and loaded.
Yeah,
I feel like
give me some. First. I'm not there yet.
I feel like I'm more in tune with the NFL this early than I have been.
It's because you're trying to figure out who's going to be your quarterback.
Weird. Right on cue. Pittsburgh's clue, ? Every flipping morning.
It's uncanny.
Sure.
It's almost like the AI has just put that stuff out right for you. Just
That's how things get done.
I don't even have Apple. Does
know you're
everybody
watching.
else spy on you too?
Yeah, everybody does. It's kind of just the world we live in.
That's fine.
Privacy is an illusion.
Would you fly that plane from Qatar?
Absolutely not. Are you out of your minds?
Like, I just this is really dumb, and this isn't even like a hot political take. But at first, I was like, man, screw diplomacy, take the plane, because that's kind of my personality.
Yeah, you're like, free plane, dope.
Then I was like, wait a minute.
No, it seems like a huge national security issue, like enormous.
Yeah, like I do get that part, but I kind of want to rock the plane.
Listen, I just from like a practical standpoint.
So wait a minute. Can I every time I'm on there, can I just only talk about like the weather or like food or
like,
school or sports or something?
Here's my issue.
I don't have to talk about anything security related.
That's not generally how Air Force One works. Those are working hours.
No, you just know when you're on the plane, you got to chill.
I know, but you travel too much as president that like you have to work on the plane. That's part of it. At least that's what the West Wing taught me. I don't know if that's real life or not.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's a lot of working hours on the plane.
Okay.
Like from what I understand, sometimes they will fly people on the plane.
Like I could be talked into it either way. I wasn't like mortified at first.
I just think it's a big national security concern more than anything.
Like, could you bug a screw? Do you know how you'd have to deconstruct that?
That's
thing?
my point. Like, it's going to cost you more to make sure the plane is safe than it is to like buy a new plane.
Like in the movies, this isn't in real life. You can't just like run the little things over and see when it beeps.
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I know I'm not. I'm not sure at all.
A lot of there's a lot of equipment.
There's a lot going on there.
Beep, 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 beep. Hey, we have a device.
Oh, that's just a screw. I feel like there's enough stuff on a plane that's supposed to be there.
Did you ever watch The Punisher on Disney?
No.
They found the bug in the FBI office.
Famously not reality television.
I hate your delivery. Just saying. Anyway, back to this.
I'd be concerned.
If anybody could get me to cuss on the regular, it would be you.
I'm doing my best.
Not even
I'll
Virgil.
take it.
Because I can ignore him in spurts.
I'm
I'm around you every day.
And you've been dealing with Burzall for 30 years at this point. You kind of got it down.
Yeah. He'd be the trap. He would ride with me on the traffic block thing.
100% he would.
Yeah.
That's
because it's the right thing to do.
That's kind of what I mean.
The one with the kids.
It's kind of what I mean when I say you surround yourselves by some snarky people.
Made myself laugh. It was so funny.
that may have a take the situation into my own hands mentality.
Maybe that's it.
That's all I mean.
Yeah, I think I know more about the NFL than I do college. And I have some strong college opinions.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
at this point, I think
that's true. Like, we did run through a ton of
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like, and I was pleasantly surprised at your depth.
On which one?
Oh,
in college?
Yeah, like a lot of times I'll just throw out a guy. I say Mateer, and you're like, oh no, he this. I'm like, well, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
How about Mendoza? You're like, oh,
Mendoza's pretty good.
I'm like, oh, okay, Ravi. Like, I didn't even.
I try and keep up.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not like I said, hey, I want to talk about this.
Right. No, I try and
we've all worked with people where you do that, and you're like,
just glazed eyes, just.
I think glaze is a term of endearment. I don't want to use it as a negative.
No, I just mean the eyes
for-
glazed over. Not.
Yeah, I'm all for glazed donuts.
They're a big Krispy Kreme guy.
Hot
and fresh.
Sure.
If I'm gonna go glazed donut, it's definitely going Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, but you know you can put glaze on more than just a.
No,
like-
I know.
Like,
Just like
did
I'm
you
just
see
talking
the
about
fritter that Severe sent me?
Yeah,
That thing
fritters are elite.
Did he put that on social media?
No, I thought you showed me.
No, I just wondered if he did.
I'm not. If he did, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I might have to put that on social media.
There's actually a lot of donuts or pastries that end up being glazed at some point, but I'm talking about like a traditional glazed donut. I'm going Krispy Kreme. They're just so light, you know.
Here's a very pragmatic approach to zipper merging. You tell me which one of my friends would say something like this.
Okay.
Also, that might be a dead giveaway. Zipper merging would be great if everyone did it, but that's not the culture here. So those who cut, I view as jerks, and I understand you blocking. I have a friend who grew up in Arizona, And I guess they train it in driving school there, and I think it's the culture. There needs to be a major philosophical
mentality
shift.
Yes, that's
if we're gonna
I buy that.
You buy that?
Yeah, I do think.
Who would tell me something very well thought out like that?
Well, my first thought is probably because we were just talking about him, Severe. That sounds like a Severe thing.
No. Severe would probably be riding with me on the jerk move.
Maybe. Sometimes he gets very pragmatic.
Yeah.
So sometimes
This guy is super pragmatic.
That's not TK.
It's Wyatt. That's a very Wyatt response.
Yeah. I don't know Wyatt as well. So
That's
a
a very Wyatt response.
No,
I would ride with that.
I think that's right because I think when they do the studies and things, you're operating have you seen?
I'm not here for your studies and
No,
things.
listen to me. Just listen, buddy. No. So
do I give you 9-year-old vibes?
No.
I feel for a guy that doesn't have kids. I feel like your delivery is kind of like you're dealing with 9-year-olds. Do that again. What do you want me to do?
Listen to me. Listen, buddy.
Wow.
So I think a lot of times with these studies, they do it under ideal circumstances where everybody knows what's going on and everybody's kind of agreeing to play by the rules of the study. Mm-hmm. Whereas in real life, that's not what happens, especially in a place like this, like Wyatt mentioned, where that is not the culture. That's not what's taught in driving, like in driver's ed and stuff like that.
Just too Nebraska nice.
I do think it's kind of, you've seen the movie Flight, the Tom Hanks one. That's not Flight. That's Sully.
Yeah, I've not seen Sully. I have seen Flight.
Yeah,
bigger Denzel than
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Although
I knew that.
I rock with Tom.
So basically, it's the movie where they land on the Hudson, right?
Yeah.
And they go through this trial because they're like, "Hey, you should turn back for the airport. Like you were negligent there. It's kind of a wild thing to do there to land on a river." And he goes, so they try and run all these simulations and stuff like that, and they find out that in the simulations they could have made it back to not just one but two different airports. And he goes, "Hey, yeah, they knew they were supposed to turn back to the airport as soon as the bird hits. Like that's not a real life situation, right? You have to have time to process. You have time to understand what's happening. When you're told what to do ahead of time and there's no real world variables, then it's real easy to make it back to LaGuardia or wherever, right? That's kind of how I feel about the zipper merge in Omaha. Like if everybody's on the same page, like, yeah, you can zipper merge, works great. If some people are riding in the middle of the lane or some people are trying to turn left into the apartments or whatever.
You're stuck on that apartment thing. I'm going to need you to knock it off. You're not going to speak that into existence.
People live there.
But they're not going there.
You don't know that.
Well, I know I was over that day.
That day.
Well, 2 days in a row.
So then no one lives there?
No, I'm not saying people live there. I don't know.
I'm saying a small sample size.
Well, let's take it to a legal issue.
What if somebody needs
as a future prosecutor, DB? I'm okay with your street justice this once. Fight those selfish and special people. Thank you, TK. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you up.
Well, I think when you go future prosecutor, a lot of the people know who we're talking about here.
Yeah, selfish. Or, I don't know how I feel about this, Mike. He says they just need to put up a sign instructing people to zipper merge. It works on the interstate.
No, it really doesn't.
I don't think so either.
Like, have you been on the interstate when a lane closes? It's a disaster.
And you finally get to where you're going, and you're like, "What took so long?"
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, there has to be an accident.
You ever gone on Dodge Street West to get on towards 120th, where you can go 14th, Old Mill, or have you? Like, that's a literal cluster, and it hasn't changed in years.
And there's no construction, and there's
people
no closures.
Still can't do it.
Still can't figure it out. And there's plenty of lanes.
Well, 3, then kind of 2.5, and then 2 and a taper.
2 and a taper.
It's a barber term.
thought it was called a fade.
Oh, you didn't know.
Are you on me about taper? You just can't help yourself.
I really can't.
I need you to be better. I do. I have to do this with one of my coaches.
You'll be lock in.
I tell him every morning, hey, every morning leave the house. When you leave the house, just look yourself in the mirror and say, I will be kind today.
Is it Queen?
No.
Oh.
Although he needs to. There's just no way in heck Once I tell him, hey, this is what you need, he's gonna stop listening. Yeah, Queen ain't doing that. I'm just telling you that right now.
It's not Sikora because that guy's cool.
No, he just left.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just took a job with SDSU. It was Rice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Rice revved high. I'm like,
did he?
Oh,
that's super weird.
I'm like, Rice, just tell yourself, I will be kind today. I will be kind today.
That's super weird because he always seems super chill with me.
I don't know. Maybe he picked up on the jerk vibes.
No, maybe I just bring that out in people.
That's
bring
not,
out
that's not true.
the calm and peace.
A lot of anxiety.
Peace and love.
Good thing I'm not on meds. Like Lou, except he's on co-host number 2.
Yeah.
Insurance commercial. Anyway, I do feel like I know significantly more about the NFL than college, even though I do have strong college takes, especially.
You've got more guys in the same places in the NFL
Yeah.
than in college, so I could get you there. I do feel like we have a pretty good grasp on who's going to be where at this point in college, so I don't know. But you're right. There's some unknowns. Like even at Nebraska, we don't know exactly what some of the pieces will look like in what spots.
This is going to sound crazy.
Yeah.
Are you in on the Penn State hype train?
They should be good.
I am not.
Yeah, maybe it's a James Franklin thing where I'm just I haven't
not watching probably win a national championship.
Sure, but like until they do, it was kind of like how I was with Ryan Day last year. Like I just didn't know how much Ohio State, like how cohesive they were, how much they were kind of riding for each other. Like it just didn't. Like that's a guy I kept saying was born on third base and thought he hit a triple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, he scored from third, so good for you. Like that's awesome. A lot of people don't. You get stranded there. That's fine. But
although if he replicates this year, I think
you got to give it to him.
Yeah,
for sure. But he started off.
He may not. I knew I came across as kind of a Day supporter. I do think he's better because what would I always say? I'm like that guy wins a lot.
He does.
What did you hear Nebraska or Omaha women's basketball coach she said? I wanted to like run and high five her.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, look, winning is hard.
Yeah,
I've said that for but we talk about it real flippantly.
Sure,
but winning is hard.
I will say my issue, not that I didn't think he was a good coach, he just inherited as good of a situation as you could have.
A lot of good
right?
players. Yeah.
Now, there's some people that don't thrive in those situations. There's some people that are better builders than they are sustainers. I get that. And there's a lot of people in that situation that wouldn't have done well. So I don't want to not give credit there, but I just didn't know how good he was, right? Like I don't think we really got that chance to see.
Are you in on Oregon?
Yes, because I like Lanning a lot. I think Lanning's really, really good.
When he's not jumping in pools and celebrating commitments.
That was a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, good on him, though,
a little over the top, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not going to act like anybody around here didn't feel like jumping in a pool when Dylan committed, so I understand.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't –
not going to knock the hustle?
If it wasn't 10 degrees in December when it happened, like I feel like there would have been some pool jumpers.
A lot of people did contemplate it.
Maybe some fireworks. So I'm not gonna go too hard on him.
And on Clemson.
No.
I am.
It's a Dabo thing.
He's so I don't understand that.
I just don't like him.
Okay.
It's not that he's not a good
That's
coach.
fair.
I just don't like him.
He's a really good coach.
He is. He's very good. I just don't like him. It's a Hurley, like different personalities, but it's a Hurley thing. I can acknowledge he's a really good coach and still not like him. He's just not for me.
Are you in on Michigan?
I think they're the fourth best team in the league. I think they will end up being the fourth best team in the league if it's not Nebraska.
Ahead of SC or Illinois?
Both. I think they're ahead of both. Now, I don't know what to do with the Sharon Moore suspension thing or if anything else comes of that. But
well, it depends. Do you think Sharon Moore is a good coach?
I think
whatever you think about that
so.
Is how you feel about.
I think so. I don't know how much him being gone for those 2 games will impact those 2 games. They should be Central Michigan anyway, right? I don't know what that looks like at Nebraska. But I think Sharon Moore is a good coach, and I think Michigan's a really good roster. I really liked how they played at the end of the year last year, even without a quarterback that was even functional.
I should know the answer to this because you like the coach. Given what you know about their roster, are you in on Iowa State?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you in on Arizona State?
Yes.
Levitt and Dillingham?
Yep. Yeah, more Dillingham, but Levitt's good.
Yeah.
But I'm riding with Dillingham and Campbell for those 2 specific schools.
I feel like for as much as the portal has impacted change, There's a lot of general consensus in college football.
There's some stability, I think, in certain places that you feel like you can trust. Now, that may not be true, but that's the perception that it gives off. I will say I'll take.
Yep. I'm back to riding with Tanner again. He only had one bad day. He's back.
I'll take Iowa State over Kansas State.
I don't know.
I like Kleiman too.
I do too.
But I think
you're just on Avery.
Yeah,
me too.
I'm not. For as much as people are like, oh, he was going to take Will Howard's job and all this kind of stuff.
This is a strange year for quarterbacks, because for the Sellers, the Lagways, the Avery Johnsons, a lot has to still kind of go right
for those guys to be who we talk about them like they already are.
But we talk about them like.
It's kind of funny because they're sort of bizarro world Dylan Gabriels, if you will. Like Dylan Gabriel. Physical tools, not that crazy.
And highly productive, though.
But, like, highly productive guy that you felt like you knew what you're going to get out of, right? And I know, like, Severe was on, like, you look at his games against really good teams versus really bad teams. I get that. Whatever. He's a really good quarterback, really productive.
Well, that was your partner, too. I'm like, yeah. I don't know, man. He did the bulk of his work against bad teams.
But highly productive guy, not a crazy skill set. We've sort of flipped with a lot of those guys this year where we've got some super crazy skill set guys that we assume will be productive that I don't know. We haven't seen it yet. You're right. Like, a lot of things have to go right.
We fall in love with it. What was I just?
You didn't even bring up Arch Manning.
Oh, I was going. There's
like, that's a super skill set guy that.
There's lots. I could talk about Dylan Raiola. There's a ton of those guys where we're just like.
We lean towards the runners, though, a little bit when we talk about skill sets.
I agree. Like,
we're talking about talent.
But it also, man, but that bugs me too, though.
Sure. But that's generally what we talk about.
I can't stand that because I think I can't stand that. He's still mad about the P word. No, Tanner, I got over it. He did have a bad day. He had a bad 10 minutes. It caught me off guard. I was like, damn, man, I usually ride with TA. But he's right about this, though. He's like people in Omaha can't merge for poop. He said if you zipper merge, everyone gets to where they are going faster. All lanes go to the merge point at the merge traffic. It's a traffic game. It's the traffic game theory. I agree. So
I get it.
He's riding with. I mean, that's a Wyatt thing.
No, I get it. Here's the problem, though, right? So if you're Billy Bean and you put together a really good roster, and Art Howe doesn't want to play Scott Hatterberger first, doesn't really matter, right? If you keep trying out Carlos Pena with his 320 on base percentage,
well, maybe we just need to bring it to light more. Maybe people need to be more black.
Maybe that should be our new messaging from the NDOT, zipper merging. Maybe we should have like a symposium.
I wonder what they would say about that because we are really poor at it.
I think they're pro zipper merge. I think
you should be pro zipper merge.
In ideal circumstances, yes.
You just can't be trying to get away with it in gridlock.
Yeah, the gridlock is tough. I do think zipper merge, gridlock versus zipper merge on the move is a different deal.
The P word. What a debacle that show was.
I don't even remember.
You started it.
No, that almost never happens.
People love the long shots.
Nobody asked you. You've been quiet for 20 minutes. The show has been beautiful.
Don't matter to me.
But no, I do think I think a lot of the guys that we're assuming are going to be good this year, especially at the quarterback spot, we don't know that much about.
Oh, and then people are kind of excited about this quarterback draft. And I'm like, why would somebody tank for quarterbacks this upcoming draft? There's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And you still have to be able to play catch.
Even the guys that have been productive, I think we still have questions about.
And who would that be?
Aller. Klubnik.
Yeah. He's probably the most productive that still gets the most pushback.
This year for sure. I don't know anybody else.
Because it's not like people say, ooh, Drew Aller, and they're like, ooh, give me that guy.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we got our guy. Or that guy.
You know what I mean? And he's been highly productive.
He's been very good. He's been very good. And I thought he corrected a lot of the things that we critiqued about him as a sophomore or in his first year as a starter to last year where he was a little bit more aggressive.
Now, he is going to have some guys catch the ball for him.
Yeah.
Not named Warren.
I do.
Because they did. I was not impressed.
Their wide receivers weren't great last year.
Yeah.
They weren't very good last year.
Like, I think that's what they're missing, which is kind of why I'm back in on Clemson because they do have prolific wideouts.
Yeah, I don't want to see Dabo succeed.
I love the honesty though, because you are a hater like that.
I don't have any football reasons against Clemson. I just don't like Dabo.
Yeah,
he's just super holier than thou. I don't want that guy to win. I'm being honest, you know.
How do we really feel?
He's just super self-righteous, and I hope he loses a lot.
Update from golf. Would you like for me to give an update?
Oh yeah, where are we at? How we doing?
No, do you? So you do want me to give an
Yeah,
update?
do it.
Okay, all right.
What do we got?
I just try to get permission, man.
Since when?
We're gonna do this thing again, Rob.
That's a good point. It's a really good point. No, I lost it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I did lose it.
Just a little Carl Lewis out here. Whoa.
Yeah, did you find it?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
All right.
We'll do a little update here.
I need to do an update.
If we can get, come on, ESPN, what are we doing here?
Shane.
The Rockets? Regular?
I don't even really recognize what Shane is doing.
I don't either.
As Wu-Tang would say, bring the ruckus.
How come I can't give an update?
I don't know, because they're not giving me there we go, leaderboard. I got Fox. Oh, you got your boy Tommy Fleetwood at -3 early.
Fleetwood Mac, baby.
Yeah, you got Tommy Fleetwood Mac early -3. We got Don't Call Me Rick Fox also at -3. Luke Donald, Noren, Yeager, Fitzpatrick all at -2. Your guy, the Rominator, -1.
Jason Day at 1 under. Shoffley 1 under. Not too bad of a start. Remember when Keegan Bradley was going to be good, Shane? Do you remember those days?
You didn't take Jason, by the way.
I know.
This is like the first time ever.
No, second.
Second?
Yeah. Jason Day's a big fade to black guy. I listened to his interview after the Masters because he did the Jason Day thing where he played well 3 out of 4 days.
Well, yeah, that's kind of.
And the first thing he talked about with his family and kids and parenting, and I was like, "Yep, that guy doesn't. It's too hard to be good at golf." This is
Care about too many other things.
Yeah, it's. That's why I think you don't have any dominant golfers. There's just too many distractions, endorsement deals, and wives and girlfriends and.
So is it because it's an individual sport?
Yes, a lot of free time.
So how do tennis players do it?
Well, there's only been a handful. You make it seem like, I mean, tennis has been dominated by the same 3 people for 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's not like
they figured it out.
It's 3 out of 300.
Yeah, but how many golfers are we talking about? We're talking about 0 out of 300 or whatever.
So I think the thing that's different about golf than tennis is you're in less control of the ball. You're in less control of the flight of the ball.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, you're crazy. I mean, you can disagree, but you're going to clearly be wrong.
So my issue is here,
there's too many other extenuating factors.
But nobody else is acting upon the ball in golf that's affecting your shots.
Yeah, but you have weather, you have course, you have I mean, there's all sorts of things.
It's a stationary target.
Oh,
it's 2 stationary targets.
But in tennis, the weather seldom plays an impact.
Accurate.
Unless you're at the Australian Open and it's hot for everybody.
Yeah.
But the dimensions stay the same.
I get that. But you have someone else acting
net.
on the ball. Like, that's a huge factor.
You think you have more control in golf than you do tennis?
I think you have the potential to have more control.
Well, and you're using the racket is the same in tennis. I mean, you're not changing clubs like you are in golf.
I get that, but it's a stationary ball and a stationary target.
That might be one. Now, listen.
It's a stationary ball.
I don't want you to be offended.
And a stationary target.
I think that's pretty dumb.
Is it harder to hit a T-ball or a Major League Baseball pitch?
You're not making the case that tennis is harder than golf.
I think golf is incredibly hard.
You're not making that case, though. Okay.
I
so
think I'm
going to give you every opportunity to. Okay. Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say. I think tennis and golf are very, I would say, equally challenging in different ways. I think you have more.
I feel some diplomacy coming on.
I think you have more control over what happens to the ball in golf. If you're a professional, I don't, right? I don't at all. But if you're a professional, if you're talking about that level of guys, you have fewer things happening to the ball that will impact what you're doing than you do in tennis.
Wow. Shane is riding with you. He may be the only one.
I think you have more control over what happens with the ball in golf. I'm not saying it's easier. I think you have more control over the ball in golf.
Okay. Hear my heart. I'm not talking about athleticism.
No, I'm not either.
I'm talking about degree of difficulty.
I'm talking about control over the ball because that's the first thing you said.
Yeah.
I think you have more control over the ball because it is stationary.
But do you not? So let's go back to the original sentiment.
Yeah.
Why haven't
more golfers?
Yeah, like these 30-somethings that are supposed to.
Because you were talking about distractions. That's where we first started.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, well, you go. So what's tennis's excuse? And I said, well, the sport's been dominated by 3 guys for 30 years. Okay. Golf was dominated by 1 guy
for 20 years.
Well, however
15.
long, I don't know.
15.
He has some crazy stats. So then it morphed into I said, well, a lot of it has to do with control over
the ball,
the ball strike.
Yeah, I think you have more control.
And Shane,
that.
I don't think it has anything to do with whether I played tennis or not. It's more people that can do the skill. Like more people, I think, that play tennis are better at controlling ball trajectory and striking than play golf.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't have. It's just anecdotal for me. I don't have like evidence on this, but
there's no question that I think to run and hit a ball with a tennis racket
takes more athleticism. Yeah, no, I agree. I think you've got a better chance of striking the ball if you're at a professional level. I think you have a better chance of striking the ball the way you want to in golf than you do in tennis.
Shane, I am not going to engage in this with you with the whole goat thing. I vehemently disagree, but focus, DB, focus.
Lock in.
Focus.
Lock it in.
It's too easy sometimes
Yeah,
to knock me off.
Squirrel.
No, it started with your delivery. Let me ask you something. Yeah. If I just dropped you in from Uranus, because that would be the planet you'd be coming from.
Into or onto?
If I just dropped you from.
Oh, okay.
Which sport do you think you could pick up quicker?
In terms of, like, what level do I have to get to?
Oh,
I need to know here.
Novice. You just got to be a novice.
Probably golf.
Okay.
I think. I mean, it depends on a lot of things, right? Like, do I have some base level of athleticism that I can move around on a tennis court? Like, there's too many variables here. If we're just talking about can I consistently strike a ball well, it's golf. Not me personally, because I'm bad at golf and I don't golf very often. But you've got too many other X factors that are happening with the ball in tennis that you don't have with golf.
Okay.
That's just where I'm at.
I understand.
You disagree. It's because you're not a big Arthur Ashe guy?
No. Was that severe?
Yeah. We'll be back.
No, that was Virgil.
Oh, that's right. It was.
Oh, yeah.
Virgil.
Well, one other Richard had.
We'll be back more Hurrdat Sports Live with Brian Edwards coming up next.
I think the more you can keep your routine is really the biggest thing. And just continually knowing that you have prepared and trust your preparation. And that's probably the biggest thing, because this group, this isn't a team that you're going, oh my God, I wish we would have done more of this or more of that. I wish we would have focused on this. They've done all that and they want to be good. I mean, even today, you know, what we've been saying even for the last 6 weeks, we want to get better every day at practice. It's never just maintenance practices. We want to get better every day at practice till the very last day that we get to practice. And even today at practice, some of the things that we worked on offensively, they weren't new, but they just had a little twist to help us maybe, you know, just focus on the strike zone with the movement that we're going to see coming through with the pitching staffs that we're going to face this week. So, and I thought it was really helpful.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, We've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Now, Vegas insider, senior handicapper, and fan of the cold Budweiser bottles, Brian Edwards.
It's got to be touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Brian Edwards.
I don't really love it.
Brian Edwards.
The way they're using the cream cheese to butter the bagel.
Brian Edwards.
I'm going with the cowgirl.
Here is Brian Edwards.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We're joined now by Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider, Major Wager. What's up? Oh, he's on mute again. This 3 weeks in a row, B.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
He's in full-fledged panic mode. He's like, hey, guys, I don't know what I'm doing.
He's just got that bad cord.
Oh, we're still.
It might be the cord.
We're
Tell him,
still
though, Shane, motion. Can you speak? Can you do sign language, Shane?
I don't. Shane doesn't strike me as a guy who knows sign language.
You can sign language, wiggle the cord.
Oh, I heard a little bit.
Might be a short. There you're coming.
No?
Yeah,
there
I can hear you.
There we go.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
What did you do?
I didn't have it on mute. Sorry.
What did you do? Did you wiggle your cord?
I don't know what happened. Oh, I unplugged it as it went into the computer and plugged it back in.
No. All right, you're good now.
That's how most tech problems are solved. Just unplug it, plug it back in.
Old school.
Yeah.
B, how we doing this morning?
We're doing good.
I guarantee you're considerably better than my partner and I.
Based on I didn't bet the games last night.
Oh, I just don't like him. He doesn't have anything
You
to
just
do
don't
with
like the games?
No,
he doesn't like.
I don't like my partner.
Oh, I got you. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Hey, so I got to start. You want to start there, right? Because we were just having this conversation off air. I don't think there's any pressure on the Knicks to win Game 6 just because, like, I've seen this with the Heat, right? Get up 3-0, it gets 3-3, then they lose at home. Like, it's possible, right? I don't think they have to win Game 6 to win the series. Do you think the Knicks have that kind of pressure?
Not necessarily. They've already won twice at Boston in this series. And yes, last night was a letdown spot. Shame on me for not taking Boston. I was just a little worried they might be, kind of psychologically and mentally dead after losing Tatum. So that's why I stayed away. And I've actually been doing good in hoops. I went 2-0 the night before. I had the Pacers and the Nuggets, but I just did not like last night's games. But, yeah, Minnesota covers. And Boston gets it done without Tatum. But, yeah, the Knicks can lose the next one and still win Game 7 at Boston. But, obviously, you'd rather get it done now. But, no, it's not, that you have to. I mean, we just saw Golden State lose Game 6 at home against Houston, right? And then won Game 7 at Houston. So, yeah, we've seen it happen plenty of times. And they don't have Tatum. So, what happened last night, I think the Knicks were reading their press clippings, and I think the Celtics have pride. And the Celtics have won plenty of games without Tatum this year. They're still the defending champs, and they still, had a great season. So, yeah, Game 6 is interesting. I'm undecided right now with Knicks -2. As for tonight, I'm leaning Nuggets, and I'm probably going to play Nuggets, but I will not hesitate if I'm sitting on a Denver, +4.5 or 5 ticket, and they lead by 5 going into the fourth quarter, and I can get OKC like, +1 or 2 live, I might do that because we've seen back-to-back games where Denver's lack of depth killed them in the fourth quarter, and OKC's depth, and they were just fresher and playing less minutes, and they just took over in the fourth quarter. Maybe that won't happen at home tonight, but you got to worry about, the Nuggets have a great starting 5, but their bench is awful, and you just got to worry about the fourth quarter because they've been in good shape when they get to the fourth quarter, every game except for Game 2, if I'm not mistaken.
What would you guys do with Michael Porter Jr.?
I mean, he's playing hurt, right?
You talking about the shoulder? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know he shot
It
great.
doesn't have anything to do with his shot selection, though.
Okay, fair enough. Very fair. Very fair.
I mean, like, what is going on?
That's the entire Michael Porter Jr. experience, though. Like, that's the entire thing. I mean, first of all, I wouldn't have paid him $45 million or whatever he's getting. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, because that's why you don't have a bench, right? Because you can't pay Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic and be like, oh yeah, now we're cool. Like, I would trade in Michael Porter Jr. for like 2 or 3 role players and be perfectly happy at that number.
Wow.
Now that Damon said that, and I'm looking at the numbers, the last 2 games, 2 of 14, 0 of 10 from 3. Now
He just lets it fly too, man.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but like that game, game 3, he was 5 of 6 from 3, 7 of 10 from the field. But I feel like a lot of those were better shots. I think he gets so much elevation on his 3-pointer that he feels like he just elevates and I'm getting a clean look, even if there is somebody up on me.
No, you're right. The problem is, and this is actually a weird passion point of mine. Guys that have a lot of elevation on their jumpers are wildly inconsistent.
Correct.
The jump is different every time, right? Like, go look at the best shooters of all time. Little jumps.
Yeah.
Like the big jumpers on shooters scare the crap out of me, because if their legs start to go at all, they have to readjust their entire shot.
I agree.
Outside of Craig Hodges.
Good. Oh, great point there. That was outstanding. Craig did elevate, especially for a 6'1" dude.
Yeah.
He had to elevate.
Right. He had to. He had no choice.
He's a 6'1"2-guard.
I'm just see, this is one of those days, B, where I could tell Ravi the sun is hot, and he'd say, well, it's not that hot.
I've seen hotter.
Ravi, man, that sun is scorching. Well, it's been hotter. It's okay. It's okay. I don't understand. So, Brian, how are you when you're making the numbers? You're setting your own numbers, right? And you're pitting against the line. You're watching line moving, all this other good stuff. How do you have the stones to kind of gauge the NBA, considering Vegas has kind of been consistent with the lines they're putting out? Are you factoring in emotions at all? Like, how hard is it?
Well, I just feel like the favorites at home have been overpriced, in my opinion. I felt like the favorites on the road, those have been good prices. But I've had the Nuggets, whatever, catching 10.5-ish or 10 or 11 in the games at OKC, went 2-1 in those. Had the Knicks as heavy dogs, games 1 and 2, won those. I did not have the Knicks last night because obviously the number was so much smaller, and I just thought it was a tough read on either team. And then these favorites when they've been on the road, I've been a little hesitant. What I did on the Boston game when Tatum got hurt, because Boston had got off to great starts first quarter, first half. I took them first quarter and first half for winners. And then they ended up losing, but that didn't faze me because I went 2-0. And in fact, in the second quarter, I was thinking about grabbing some Knicks, like plus, you had chances to grab the Knicks at much better numbers. I'm talking about that game 4 at MSG. And then 2 nights ago, when Cleveland got to that huge lead, and I saw Garland was missing his shots and his ankle didn't seem to be right, and I still wasn't sure if Donovan was really right. I took Pacers plus 18 and plus 14.5 live when they were down in that 15-19 range. So I've enjoyed the favorites being at home and going against them. When the favorites have gone on the road, I've either not played it or played the total.
B, does the Tatum injury impact any of the futures you're looking at all? Like, all of a sudden, does Indiana to make the finals kind of tickle your fancy a little bit more or anything like that? Or how has that impacted your betting strategy outside of just this series?
Yeah, so I already had the Pacers at 15-1 and T-Wolves at 17-1 and Nuggets at 35-1 before the Tatum injury. So I felt like I had my full of in-pocket futures. Now, I did notice, and now Boston is 15-1 to win it all. I forget what they were yesterday. Right now, I'm seeing OKC minus 140, Knicks and T-Wolves 6-1, Pacers 7-1, Nuggets 28-1. I think what was Boston to win the series before yesterday? I want to say they were like plus 500 or 600.
Yeah, that's right.
I looked at that and gave some thought to it, but I was like, nah. And let's see what that is now. So the East series, Boston's only plus 220 now. So yeah, you kind of missed the window. I mean, if you think they're going to win, you can still get plus 220, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I know that I think it's going to be a tough game, either a close game. I think Game 6 tomorrow, Boston, New York.
Let me ask you something about the UFC with kind of what's going on in the welterweight division and what you saw. And I know Gilbert Burns goes this weekend at Fight Night. Do you like what's happening in like the welterweight division? And are you seeing what Dana's trying to do between the welterweights and the middleweights for balance? Because I don't know that welterweight division, unless Usman comes back with some sort of a vengeance, I don't know what you do in that division. What are you seeing?
Oh, we lost him again.
We lose him?
We lost the audio again.
Oh no, I just heard him. There you go.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
So my button went mute down the bottom. So what's the deal with Shavkat? I know he was too injured to fight Bilal. I've got a big bet on him at plus 150 to be the champ at the end of the year, but an interim champ does not count. And I'm worried sick he's not going to get a title shot before December. Well, he's not going to get it if Islam gets this and against Jack Della, whenever that's going to be. What is Shavkat's injury and what? Because Islam cannot fight Jack Della before Shavkat if Shavkat's healthy.
If he's healthy, no. The injury must be significant.
It has to be, because they're not even like discussing Shavkat, and I don't see him on Twitter bitching about it. He must be on the shelf for a while, because he's the best welterweight in the world, in my opinion, by far.
I haven't heard what the injury is, but to be an afterthought and have nobody bat an eye at it.
Right. It means he's definitely hurt.
It's got to
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to be.
So what's next in the division, do you think?
So I think it's Jack Della and Islam. And Islam tweeted it out the other day. Bet Online had him like a minus 260 favorite. Let me see if the other books.
That doesn't even seem entertaining.
Right. I mean, do you think Islam mauls him as the odds suggest?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
I think he bullies him from fence post to fence post with whatever he wants to do. I don't think Jack can't keep him off of him.
Yeah, and then that would set up Islam and Shavkat, or Islam Ian Gary, but Shavkat beat him. Whenever Shavkat's ready, he's got to get a title shot. So, and that would be if Islam just ran right through Jack Della, that would make Shavkat Islam one of the more interesting fights to see early 2026 or hopefully late 2025.
What do you think happened to Usman other than Leon Edwards?
Well, I thought he fought well against Chimaev. In fact, I scored that fight for him. I didn't think it was
me too.
Yeah, so I thought he was good last fight. Whatever happened in the second Leon Edwards fight, I don't know. And he was dominating Leon the first time, and Leon landed a skillful but pretty fortunate head kick in round 5. And that had to do something to him mentally. But I thought he came back strong against Chimaev. And then Buckley, if he gets a win there with Leon out of the picture, I mean, he's got to be right back in the mix. But I mean, I think Ian Gary and Shavkat are ahead of him.
Yeah, the Buckley Usman, that's an elimination fight, in my opinion.
Well, I don't think Buckley should get a win there and jump line over Ian Gary or Shavkat, but we'll see. If it's a decisive knockout first round, maybe, we'll see.
How important do you think it is for Burns to look good against Morales?
Oh, I think unfortunately, because I think Burns had some bad fortune here in the last few fights, but I think we're maybe looking at leaving the gloves in the octagon if he gets beat decisively. I hope that's not the case, but it's a must win if he ever wants to be in the picture again. It's an absolute must win, don't you think?
Yeah. It's pretty much now or never. Let me get you out of here on this. If somebody's going to take advantage of the Tatum thing, and the Nuggets are on the ropes, and OKC is young without the championship pedigree, and you got Minnesota that's slayed the the curryless giant. Who is it like, in your opinion? Well, they have to take advantage of this year. Is it the Pacers or who?
I think it's the Pacers and the Knicks. You know, the fact that you've got the Celtics out of the way here, and you know Cleveland finished number 1, but they continue to struggle in the postseason. And I know they were kind of hurt by injuries. I mean, I think it's the Pacers and the Knicks. I mean, this is your shot, one of you to win the title, or one of you's going to be in the title if the Knicks can finish Boston. But at the same time,
oh, we lost him again.
Dang it.
I don't know what happened. I think the cord is being temperamental.
It is. It's a little touchy.
Yeah, I don't know if we got him. Not touche.
Damn it. Oh, there he is. Yep, there we go. Go ahead, B. Finish that thought.
And then it muted me and I unmuted it. Sorry. So where was I? I was talking about
the Pacers opportunistic.
Yeah. Pacers and Knicks, they've got the opportunity. And over in the West, Minnesota beat OKC last year. So, I mean, Minnesota would seemingly have a good chance. I mean, I know OKC's the minus 140 favorite, and they're still 6-1. But, I mean, Minnesota's healthy. They got a good game from Conley last night. I mean, the door's wide open for everybody. And OKC. I mean, just because you had the best record, you didn't get to the West Finals last year.
Isn't it crazy how there's no super team?
Right?
I kind of like it.
I love it.
That's our guy, Brian Edwards, Vegas Insider, Major Wager. B, we appreciate the time, as always.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thanks, B.
We'll take a quick 30 seconds or a minute here and get to Michael Bruntz, Husker 24/7, coming up next.
Be back. We will be back. Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Central Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. We are joined now by Michael Bruntz, Husker 24/7. What's up, Bruntz?
Hello.
Welcome
What's
back.
up?
How are things? Are you back acclimated and you telling funny jokes and lots of Adrian Martinez stories?
Yeah, how was
what,
Norway?
What have you been doing, buddy?
Norway was good. They're a week and getting acclimated. I'm back acclimated. I've been back a week, so it was a Wednesday to Wednesday, so you guys kind of got the short schedule there. So my apologies, but it was good. And saw Adrian
breaking you up inside over there, Bruntz.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems so sincere.
I appreciate you guys having me back on. I figured after a couple weeks, maybe it was you guys would have moved on, but I appreciate your loyalty is appreciated.
Does your dietary preference allow you to move more freely within travel?
Depends where I go. Less so there, but other places that I go, yes.
It's been hard sometimes when I come back from some place where, but I of course eat meet, which has a lot more variance from country to country.
They got it everywhere.
But it's the varying degrees of level of quality are different. It doesn't always agree with the old tum-tum, but your dietary choice has to allow you a lot more freedom, right?
And it also generally
I mean, does mushroom risotto taste the same in Norway as it does?
It keeps me away from the travel gut stuff, which I've had in the past before I stopped eating meat. So there's that.
What's the cuisine like in Norway? Like, I don't have any frame of reference for that.
It's fine. It's a lot of fish where we were. So it was a lot of fish. It had the meat on there too.
You eat fish though, right?
No.
We're still friends. It's fine. No.
No.
Zero judgment. Okay. So, but I'm just trying to think of the pros. You fairly cheaper when you take somebody out to eat. Like, that's a bonus, right?
I'm a cheap date. I'm fighting against some really bad genes in terms of cholesterol, so I'm winning that battle right now.
Let's go.
Look at me, and that's probably the end of the pros cons list for what you guys would be involved with.
In 2025, did you think that you'd be? I mean, I know we get our hands slapped for broaching Scott Frost, but Adrian Martinez is even older, even though they're uniquely connected. How about that? Did you have a lot of fun bringing up Adrian Martinez again?
Yeah, it was random.
Way random.
I was trying to get out of the country, and in the generic sports bar there in the Bergen, Norway airport, Adrian Martinez's huge picture of him scoring a touchdown against Colorado in 2019. I wasn't expecting that one. I got a little quote. Got a little quote tweet from Adrian that was kind of cool. So I guess if you're ever passing through there, look for Adrian on the wall. I don't know why he was there. He probably doesn't know why he was there.
Norway probably doesn't know why
Could the sports bar explain why he was there?
No. Well, and I felt like an idiot because it was towards the back of the sports bar, and I could see it from like the little hallway area where we were. So I'm walking back there looking at it like I'm in the damn Louvre, and these people are trying to eat lunch, and they're looking at me like, why the hell is this guy taking pictures of this random football picture on the wall and looking at it like it's a piece of art? So I got over that quickly, but yeah, that was random for sure. I don't know if the N stands for Norway on the helmet or knowledge or whatever. I don't know what the joke is, but
okay. So what was the TV setup like?
Oh, I didn't eat there. But it was like a random Wednesday around lunch, and they were showing some soccer. I don't know if it was live.
Okay. So that
no like speed skating or anything like that.
No giant slalom.
No, it's not giant slalom season, I guess.
What was the weather like, Bruntz?
It was upper 50s and it was kind of like the Pacific Northwest. It was okay.
Okay, so why did you pick Norway? This is my last travel question.
Family lives there. It was a family event we were there for my nephew. So
hey, okay, well traveled. That would explain your aptitude. Maybe.
I guess I don't know. I just go along for the ride and try not to bumble too much. So,
hey, speaking of bumbling, we got a Thursday start, which is fantastic. Nebraska baseball may have found something with a rotation. Ravi is like Denny Downer, like wet blanket guy, so he won't let me get excited because he says at this point I should know who this Nebraska baseball team is.
Won several series in a row. They kind of getting it together.
Oh, because the Millard North guy is on, you're being remotely open. When it was just me, Bruntz, I was like Homer, like Homer.
No, it's like a month ago before they'd won a series in quite a while. So they've done what they've needed to do through this back stretch of the schedule.
Although Coach Bold himself hit me with the fire extinguisher the other day. He's like, well, at this point, we kind of know who we are. And I was like, damn it, Coach.
You were wanting him to say that they were gonna that they were gonna catch fire again, right?
He turned a corner.
And he was so matter of fact. I was like, oh boy, just get a good draw with this stupid pod system, because maybe somebody will screw up their rotation, because it seems to be more complicated than solving pi. Like, do you like the setup, and does it fit where this team is?
The pod setup itself, I mean, I think it at least allows you, if you do get hot, that you don't have to play a ton of games.
How would you like to be the one when won the regular season title, and it's like, oh, hey, here's this new format. Doesn't so much matter.
I mean, I believe the tiebreaker to get out of the pods is your initial seed. So if you're not a top 4 seed, you're screwed. Like, you basically have to go 2-0, or assume you have to go 2-0. And it's interesting, like, we'll see how the strategy works, but, like, I mean, if you're Nebraska and let's say you go in as a 7 seed, like you're the 7th seed, and you got to go 2-0 to get out of the pods, it changes your strategy a little bit, because, I mean, if you got to go 2-0, I mean, are you saving your third best arm for whatever third game might be out there, or are you throwing him on Sunday? And it's also, I mean, they have the schedules there, so if you're a particular seed when you play those first 2 games. But the way the schedule is set up, I mean, you could potentially bring your top guy back later in the weekend, which, I mean, depending on where you fall, it's an interesting it's an interesting set. It brings in a different strategy than the way you would normally line up a tournament. The flip side to that too, like, Michigan State's got a damn good Friday night guy who, went out to Southern California, beat USC. I mean, he's an elite arm. I mean, can you imagine being a top 4 seed and you got to face that guy right out of the gates? In what's most likely a must-win game. I mean, that's a tall order. So it's a different setup, and I for one would be praying for dry weather during that whole weekend. Otherwise, it's going to be just absolutely craziness.
Bruntz, have you gotten an explanation on why they did this? Like, was someone clamoring that normal brackets don't work? Like, I don't understand why this is happening.
Well, they wanted to expand it, and they wanted to let more teams in, and there's basically like a break-even point where you can only have so many teams in without doing the pod stuff. And I think the other reason too was to give teams, a little bit more of an opportunity to potentially play their way in, because you're not having to, you basically can, play 4 games and win the tournament. I mean, I think that was the thinking. I think there was also a little bit of like, let's kind of let's try this and see how it goes. Because the ACC does it. The Big 12 had some form of pods way back in the day. I don't remember, the specifics of it or how it lines up with what the Big Ten's doing, but I don't know. I think there's a very real chance that you probably look at how this year goes and kind of adjust on the fly to see if it works or not.
What do you like with the tinkering of the rotation? I mean, you can kind of get in a rhythm. We knew that Nebraska, when Walsh was going well, would go with Walsh and then Christo, and now you add a different sort of dimension with, and it's worked a couple of weekends in a row with the rotation and how it's being set. You finally won the first 2 in a series. Is it sustainable this late? Is it portable? Do you like it?
Well, you had to do something. I mean, the sample size had kind of grown with Walsh and not trending very well on that Friday night. I mean, Nebraska, to its credit, has won a lot of series in ways that you should probably not win a lot of series.
Unconventional at its finest.
And, at least what you have now, I mean, they would have taken probably 5 good innings of Timmerman last week against Michigan, but to get 7, I mean, that was like perfect. You couldn't have drawn it up any better. And I think just mentality-wise, I mean, he sets the tone for the weekend pretty well in a way that you want your Friday night guy to do. You need some depth out of that guy, and he'll get in there and compete, and that's kind of what you want. And you mentioned kind of the Nebraska's basically just been pairing their relievers with guys that throw kind of opposite the way that the starter does, and you can still do that on Fridays. I mean, having Walsh follow Timmerman, you're getting a lefty following a righty. Michigan had a lot of trouble with that adjustment. I mean, when you've got a lefty coming in throwing I think he threw like a 71 mile an hour breaking pitch or something like that, following up Timmerman that was in the low 90s. I mean, that's something you got to prepare for, and it's tough to prepare for. So they can do that, but I think just making that change, it was a good one. And I mean, to a man over there, I don't think that there's anybody that doesn't believe they can win when Tucker's on the mound. I mean, they have a ton of confidence in him.
Bruntz, if you look at this Nebraska team and you say, hey, let's say I give you the assumption that they make a run at the Big Ten tournament, whatever that means to you, what does that look like? Like, how does that happen?
Well, you get good starting pitching. That's been they had all guys go five innings last weekend, which is I think the first time that's happened this year, which is kind of crazy to say. So you need those guys to be good. I think the other key, you just need some timely hitting. I mean, the reality is you've got a couple guys that are limited or out at the wrong time. I mean, you've got Ty Stone, who got hit on the wrist. He's questionable. They'll see what they can get out of him. Max Butenbach is still fighting an illness that he just can't kick and is out again this weekend. I mean, those are ideally your third and fourth hitters in your lineup. So how are you going to produce runs? I mean, are you going to run a little bit more? Are you going to play small ball? How are you going to make that happen? So, I mean, key guys that you kind of need to get hot. You need Overbeek to stay where he's been. You need Sanderson to hit, and you need Swanson to hit. Those are your three guys that have to matter. So, just basically scraping together enough runs and kind of continuing the trend that you're pitching on right now.
So, Bruntz, I mean, anywhere from, fifth is probably not likely. So, somewhere between 6 and 9, 7 and 9. You got some scenarios in which you could be out of this thing. Are you thinking a just win tonight mentality, or like one, you should be good. But don't listen, I looked, I'm like, well, shoot, man. Who's UCLA playing? They're in the top 8 seed. They're going to hammer Northwestern. Let's get them out of here. Ohio State sucks. Like, I did find myself after having
played scoreboard watching already. A game's haven't started yet, Damon.
And it's way out of character too, because normally as a coach, I'm just like, hey man, just control what you can control. But the range, in which they could fall is what kind of prompted me to do it. I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does it really matter for you?
No, I mean, as we sit here, there's so many scenarios that, I started going through a lot of them the other day, and I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm just going to wait till, Thursday night. At least
today, yeah. At least
after Thursday night, you'll have a much better idea. Tonight, you'll have a much better idea of kind of how things shape up. Certainly tomorrow, after tomorrow's games. Does it matter where they fall? No, you just want to get in. I mean, I think that's just kind of the way it is. I mean, I think, Nebraska just wants to get in there. This is going to be a tooth and nail series, though. I mean, Purdue still has a chance to get into the tournament if they sweep and get some things that break in their favor. There's some history there, a lot of history there. We all know about the TARP stuff from a few years ago. Nebraska's ended their season last year, eliminated them from the Big Ten tournament discussion the year before that. So, these are familiar foes at this time of the season. So, Nebraska's gonna have to show up and be ready to play. I mean, there's no question in my mind about that. And the seeding stuff will take care of itself. I mean, I think I'm reasonably confident that Nebraska should feel pretty comfortable if they can just get one this weekend. I mean, you mentioned UCLA and Northwestern. That's a key series for how this all kind of is going to play.
I'm pretty tickled that UCLA's playing for a potential top seed. I mean, their foot will be on the gas.
They're not going to have the scrubs in there just trying to get through that series. I mean, they're going to go in there and try to pound Northwestern. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, it's the thing that's so tough about the expanded conference. I mean, you're still you're playing 10 conference series, but you're still you're not seeing like half the conference every year. So I don't know. It's too bad that so much of the final standings are dictated by schedule. But I mean, I feel like in the offseason there's going to be a lot of politicking behind the scenes on that scheduling stuff. That's a really big deal.
How important do you think it is from an attendance standpoint? Obviously, it's been my backyard, our backyard, that fans get a tutorial, right? It's because attendance is not. You know where I'm going with this, right? It's a crapshoot of when you're going to see your team potentially. Like, you don't really know. Do you just kind of hang out, or like how would you approach it?
As a fan?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, because attendance, I'm not sure when they were kind of putting this thing together. I get the teams in, but you want people to come see it too.
I haven't made it up to the big city much recently. Are there advertisements around town? Do you see that there's an event coming?
There's the one close to
I haven't seen
downtown,
it,
but
yeah.
No, it's not. You're not going to be going down 80 and see it on the old billboard.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I mean,
But do you understand what I'm saying though? Like, if I want to go watch Iowa, I'm still in wait and see mode. Not me.
No, everybody. I mean, that's the thing. It's like Saturday night, you're going to get the schedule's going to come out, and you're going to have to, figure out how you're going to get to Omaha. All those fans from Ann Arbor are going to be panic buying flights from Detroit to Omaha to get there to see the Wolverines. So I don't know. I mean, it's funny though. Like, I mean, Nebraska, when they haven't been in it, the attendance has been rough, but my God, when they had it in like at Target Field some years, I mean, you had to talk really quiet in the dugouts, or else we could hear them up in the press box. That's how empty it was. So
I actually think this will be well attended by Nebraska fans, because I think Nebraska fans think Nebraska can win it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you guys know how things are. I mean, if they win the first one, and they start rolling a little bit, there's going to be. And if the weather's nice and it looks like it's going to be upper 70s next week, you might see some people working remotely that day,
trickling in, just
working
remotely.
Yeah, that kind of caught me off guard.
Taking long lunches on downtown.
Yeah.
Bruntz, let me ask you something rapid fire here before we get you out of here with football. We're talking like young quarterbacks and best case scenarios, and this whole middle of the pack and how to cut through the depth of the middle of the Big Ten. It's going to kind of go rapid fire if we start with quarterbacks. Okay. If you like Nebraska's situation better or Illinois?
Just quarterbacks?
Altmaier and Raiola.
Just quarterbacks. I like the ceiling of Nebraska's situation better.
Okay. What about with Minnesota and Nebraska? They feel like they've got their guy too.
I think I would still take Nebraska in terms of somebody that can lift a team a little bit higher.
Okay, what about like Mendoza and Indiana and Nebraska?
I've watched a lot of Cal football in my day. That usually is as I'm tucking myself into bed. I just quarterbacks. I think I would take Raiola. I think Mendoza can do a lot in that system, though. I think that's
what about SC? Year 2 with Riley. He didn't look great against us, but they won.
Yeah. I think I would still take Raiola. Not to be homery here, but I think I would still take Raiola.
What about UCLA?
Remind me again, who are they going with? Who's their guy?
It's going to be Nico.
Good old Nico.
I would take Dylan. Okay. I don't think there are many quarterbacks that just straight up in terms of what I believe their ceiling are that I would take ahead of Raiola.
Okay, so that might answer my follow-up question.
You gonna go national?
But here's my quick rapid fire defense of my. Okay,
go ahead.
I think some of the situations around some of those quarterbacks I would much prefer. I would much prefer Altmaier's situation around him than what I've got at Nebraska.
How much of what you're expecting from Dylan? Because of the guys we talked about, he probably has. You can make the case he has the biggest jump to make. From 13 to 11. We like the completion percentage, but we want the yardage output to be a little better. Is it the partnering with Holgerson? Is it the fact that we do view him as so talented? And this will kind of set up the next question.
I think he's a lot more talented than he showed last year, and I think there's more of a ceiling there, especially on the deep ball stuff. Like, if you just go back and think of the number of throws that I think he'll probably make this year that he didn't make last year, I think that's the reason why, in my mind, there's this much between where he's at and the ceiling versus other guys. I mean, the Holgerson thing helps. I think that I don't think he played meek last year at times, but I think that there's another level that he can go to as a competitor that he didn't get to last year.
Let me ask you something, because he just tugged at my heartstrings, because he's the only other person I've heard say this. And your sphere of influence, like the media, because I could be missing it, and he's looking around. Oh, your buddies, all the people you influence.
My sphere.
Yeah. Maybe. Have you heard people talk about the deep ball? Because that is my number one thing I've talked about all off season, where they have to learn to take the gimmies. Are other people talking about that? So I should not call you a genius because you agree with me? Or...
No, other people are talking about it. That's not a unique thought. No, I mean, if you think back to last season, there were 3 games where there were throws that came at a critical moment where you're like, if they hit that, is it a 9-win season last year? I mean, if you hit that,
I don't know. Are you putting that ahead of special teams or in conjunction with?
No,
I think it's pretty easy to get to that number.
Special teams is over here, outside of the sphere. But I mean, you had that
Illinois and Iowa right away.
Right. There was a throw against Ohio State along the sidelines where if they would have hit that one, I mean, that's a different that game changes in a hurry more so than it already had. So
yeah, because Ohio State's already trailing at that point, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot more potential there to hit on those things, and they want to be more explosive. I mean, it's got to be part of the offense to make that work, because they don't want to be an offense that has to grind out 12-play drives, because it's just a recipe for bad things. So, I mean, I think there can be more improvement there, and I just think based on what we saw last year, I mean, there was a lot of good last year that Dylan did in a year where you had a mid-season offensive coordinator change, play calling that I don't know played to his strengths at times during the first 2/3 of the season. And I think there's arm talent and just kind of an intangible thing that we just have not seen from him yet. I mean, from the little glimpses we got to see of him in spring ball, he was a guy who seemed a lot more comfortable and confident than what I remember him being last year.
That's our guy, Michael Bruntz, Husker 24/7. Bruntz, appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep. See you guys.
Thanks, Bruntsy.
That's our guy. Good stuff there.
Yeah. He threw me.
For which part?
In conjunction with quarterback play, because I mean, we set the whole thing up in the offseason about what it's going to take with the middle of the pack in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost pushed back on him a little bit with situations that he was talking about, because
it's very interesting. I have to think. I get it.
Listen, I get Illinois was good last year. I get they're returning 18 guys. So they're more of a known than Nebraska?
I'd say yes.
No, they are more of a known than Nebraska. Known doesn't always mean better.
No, 18 starters. And they won.
It's pretty good.
I can't say somehow they found a way to win.
But okay, if you're at a B+, were they a B+ team last year? Is that fair?
Who?
Illinois.
I'd say a B.
B? Okay.
Yeah.
B team last year.
Yeah.
You returned most of that B team, right? So you maybe elevate a little bit, some guys, but you're mostly dealing with the same guys, right? If you're what was Nebraska, C team last year?
Yeah.
And you upgrade a lot of those positions, You get what I mean? Like
I would look
Nick
at for
Turners
me,
aren't
I
always-
would look at it more like this.
Okay.
Nebraska has more variables that they can improve upon.
Yeah, that's
what Illinois, how they want to play because of the guys they have back.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's worth though.
right. That's what I said though. Like
Yeah,
the knowns,
I don't necessarily know what that's worth.
the knowns aren't necessarily better. And I think we're making the assumption that they are.
Well, I think it's how much better. Because this is my thing with Illinois. It just depends on how good you think they were last year.
Yeah.
And if you think they were pretty good last year,
Yeah.
and they're a year removed and they don't go backwards, what is that worth?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's that as a coach. Like if we had to do film study, we play them in week 1. I mean, there's a lot more of an advantage for me as the opponent
because you know what they're going to be.
Now I get it; they can add in addition to, but I do know their personnel.
And
now is that going to help me?
You know,
sometimes I can know what I'm dealing with and still get my tail
Yeah, it
whooped,
doesn't
right?
matter. Right?
Doesn't matter.
You also know the personality of the coaching staff to a pretty good degree. So here's my question with Illinois, real quick, and then we'll take a break. Out of the options, would you bet on they're about the same as last year, they're better than last year, or they backslide a little bit from last year? Which
Backslide would be last.
Okay.
I would say they're a little better than last year.
Okay. What does a little better
I
look
don't
like
know.
a playoff?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I can't fast forward through the schedule. You know, I'm awful with schedules. It looks advantageous on paper, but people said that about Nebraska a year ago, and it turned out to be a lot better than we thought going in.
Yeah.
So I'm anti-schedule anyway. But I mean, it's not just Illinois. USC is in a similar boat.
Yeah.
The team I think you're sleeping on is in that similar boat.
Which one?
Minnesota.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time getting me on Minnesota.
I'm telling you.
Minnesota does what they do.
How do they keep beating us? We
I
have
understand.
to. At some point, we got to win one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That doesn't mean they scare
And
me.
some have been ugly.
Yeah, they've been real ugly. I would argue most of them have been ugly.
No, I mean like not close.
Oh, yeah, not a lot. Just a one,
Two.
I look at most of the games with Minnesota and go, that's Nebraska's fault, not Minnesota.
And they
was
have
better.
their quarterback and they have their running back. I think you got to give them a little more.
I think you're a little too high on Minnesota.
I don't know how high I am. I just know I don't think you're high enough.
You're coming across like you're very high on Minnesota.
I think it's
Minnesota or Illinois? Which one do you like better?
Well, I like Illinois better as a team, but we have to go to Minnesota.
Okay, that's fine.
So I worry about
I know
we got to go there
as a team though. You like Illinois better than Minnesota
on paper, and it's been a house of horrors.
House of horrors.
Horrors.
Oh, okay.
Oh, speaking of that,
Yeah.
I need to call my mom when we come back.
All right, let's take a little break here. Let's talk to Momma betting. See if she.
I
can
just
give
want
us
to see what
some
she's saying before the horses.
little Preakness picks here coming up on Hurrdat Sports Live.
I think the more you can keep your routine is really the biggest thing. And just continually knowing that you have prepared and trust your preparation. And that's probably the biggest thing, because this group, this isn't a team that you're going, oh my God, I wish we would have done more of this or more of that, or wish we would have focused on this. They've done all that and they want to be good. I mean, even today, you know, what we've been saying in for the last 6 weeks, we want to get better every day at practice. It's never just maintenance practices. We want to get better every day at practice till the very last day that we get to practice. And even today at practice, some of the things that we worked on offensively, they weren't new, but they just had a little twist to help us maybe, you know, just focus on the strike zone with the movement that we're going to see coming through with the pitching staffs that we're going to face this week. So, and I thought it was really helpful.
A successful financial future is built one coin at a time. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned saver, We've got the financial resources and team of experts who will be with you every step of the way. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget to come check out the May specials and those 75-cent wings this weekend. But in the meantime, we got to talk to the GOAT, arguably, DB's mom, D. Benning. What's going on, D?
Well, not much.
How
are you?
Good. How are we doing this morning?
Pretty good.
How's your knee?
It's not bad this morning.
Yeah.
I'm moving a little bit better. I exercised a little bit more yesterday.
So you feel pretty good?
Yeah, I feel pretty good today.
Whose knee's in worse shape, yours or DB's?
Well, at least I try to take care of mine, and I will go to the doctor.
You just can't help yourself, can you? Go ahead.
No, I was just how are you this morning?
I'm good. Are you excited for our horse racing segment?
Yes.
How,
I know. I love my horses.
I know.
How'd you do at the Derby?
I won enough to buy some bread and a gallon of milk and a dozen of eggs.
Oh, if you're buying eggs, you must have done real well.
Wasn't much.
What do you have any lanes this week that you like?
One horse kept me from the trifecta.
Who was it?
One stupid horse. I can't remember. I don't remember which one it was, but I had all the winners. I mean, I had all of them except that one horse. It was like that last year. It was this one stupid horse. I would have had so much money.
Well, we gotta get that stupid horse.
Do you get upset when the Derby winners don't run the Preakness?
Sometimes I do. This time I am. I don't know the reasoning.
Yeah. How are you going with your horses this year?
How am I going?
Yeah. Are you going by name? What are we doing? Are you?
I go by name and I go by my favorite jockeys. If my favorite jockeys are winning, are running, I'll go that way.
Do you like a bigger field or a smaller field?
Smaller.
Oh, wow, pretty emphatic. Do you want to give that a sec?
It's less messy.
Why do you like a smaller field?
Because it's a lot of sometimes it's confusing on the place and how they come out of the gate and they're all jumbled up and
Yeah.
You're not talking to a professional.
No, I'm just asking. It's just
No, it's just easier for me if it's smaller.
I'm just playing along. That's all.
And I can bet a little bit more money if it's smaller.
Like $2 or what? Like what are we talking about?
Well, I won't put that out there.
Can't just put her bankroll out there, DB. Come on, man.
My
you know, like this Saturday, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of my favorite jockeys. So
who are they?
I'll say, which ones are they going on?
I like I like Saez. I like Ortiz. I like Velasquez.
Oh, so you're a big Sandman guy, Johnny Velasquez?
Huh?
Which Ortiz, Junior or Jose?
I like them both.
Really?
I like Hurrdat better, but I like them both, and I like Florian Pratt. I like him.
Oh, Flavian. Look at you.
Flavian. Yeah.
Flavian.
I like him. Yeah, Flavian. I like him.
So are you rolling with River
And
Thames?
Mike Smith, but he didn't ride last time. Huh?
Are you rolling with River Thames this week or what?
Yes, I have him down.
You are wild.
There's not too many long shots this time either.
No, there's not.
There's only two 20-1, so I don't know.
Do you like playing long shots usually?
Sometimes I do.
Gotta get those payouts.
Hey, so
I did last week.
we've been joking all week about our eating experience. I haven't been overly critical, so you don't have to say the place. But how did you like Victor, our server?
Oh my goodness. Well, you started it. If you hadn't started with, I can't say what you were talking about.
No, sure. Yeah, you can. I told him.
No. Oh, brands and what's the best and then he kept, sometimes he was kind of annoying.
Yeah, Victor.
Yeah.
You so do you think I should have went with my own taste in terms of tequila and not relied on Victor?
I think so. He seemed like he didn't like your choice.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of criticized it a little bit.
Yep. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I still can't figure out why we took such good care of Victor. That was kind of incredible.
Well, you know how I am. I mean, I always think they don't make much money, and
oh, so she's a lot nicer than you.
It's a hard job. Like at our table.
Yeah, sounds a lot like your son. Is it? When do I age out?
When you have certain people at your table, and well, can I have this? Can I change this? And can I leave this off? And
No, hold on. That is. Listen, I was pretty good.
I didn't call any names. Did I say name? I said some people at our table.
I was pretty standard.
Yes, but then it turned out awful. So.
Wow. Did you get?
It was pretty bad.
Did you get around to finishing that drink you were babysitting?
It was a little sweet.
Yeah.
Because I told you I thought that was salt instead of sugar.
Oh.
And then the drink itself was a little sweet. But it was good. It was good. It had all my favorite flavors, but it was just a little sweet.
Were you going with the margarita? Is that what it was?
Yes, it was blackberry
ginger
beer. Yeah, it was pretty good.
What are you doing with that stock that you've accumulated in the pantry?
I use it.
For when?
Well, when you come over and say, "Mom, do you have?" Now, what did you take out of my stock the other day?
Nothing. There was nothing clear.
After you came in, Mom, you need to stop ordering. Mom,
oh,
why do you have all of this?
Kleenex.
Mom.
Kleenex.
But you took one, didn't you?
I took you. You forced me. You said
no, I didn't.
You did too. You asked me 15 times to take one. Don't you?
No. And what did you come for yesterday? When you came by yesterday? What did you want? What did you ask for?
For you to be nice to Micah?
No, nice to Micah.
Well, I don't think I asked for anything.
You asked for feta cheese.
Oh yeah, I did.
And then you said, "Well, you probably don't have any." And then when I gave it to you and I showed you the choices, you said, "No, you will never use all of this. When will you use all of this?"
What the? Is all this really? Is this really necessary?
Well, you opened the door.
Yeah, you put her on blast. She's got to defend herself.
Yeah.
You know your mother.
Yes, I do. Unfortunately.
Hey.
No, I'm kidding. I was totally kidding.
Yeah,
It was fortunate that I had some feta cheese yesterday, and you didn't have to get out in the hot weather to run in the store.
Yeah, the traffic is ridiculous.
Oh, the traffic is awful in Omaha. It's terrible.
Yeah. Do you want to tell our fine listeners how many miles that your son hasn't put on your car that you put on your car?
Well, it was only 20. What was it? 20-something before you drove it.
Yeah, it's like 26.2. What?
And now it's 26.2 because I have to send it into my insurance company today, so he can give me a discount.
Yeah. Why do you get a discount? Because kindness?
On the mileage, yes, I get a discount.
How many? What year is your car, Mom? Tell our listeners.
2016.
So in 9 years, you've accumulated 26,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
But you won't.
Well, you put how many on there? I mean.
No, not more than 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nebraska City's not that far.
It's a good little trip.
But you had a couple longer trips.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. We need to fix your lights. I can't drive at night.
What's wrong with my lights?
I don't know. I'm spoiled because mine's sitting a little higher up. So.
Oh, yeah.
And my eyesight is perfect at nighttime, so I need better lights.
It's really good during the day too.
Zip. Don't get her started.
Well,
Can we get him? Can we get him to an eye doctor? What's the chances of that happening?
you know, I can't tell you how many times we've had this discussion. I can't tell you how many times.
How many, Mom?
A lot.
All right.
A lot.
Did you have breakfast this morning?
No.
Did you take your
I haven't
vitamins?
had anything this morning, but no, I can't take my medication until I eat, and I haven't felt like eating this early. So I just had some water, and
Well, get you some dry toast or something, and get those vitamins down.
I will. Now, look, you telling me what to do, and I can't tell you what to do.
Correct.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
What's today?
Today's
Thursday.
Yep.
Okay. What did you tell me last week?
Oh.
I have three choices when I can go in and blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah. I haven't confirmed the appointment, but I will.
Okay. You're gonna tell me the same thing next month.
Probably.
Oh, that's why I love you.
Whatever buys me enough time.
Yeah. How was Micah? He had a good time, and
Yeah. He's pretty happy.
well, that's good.
He enjoyed his birthday.
That's good. Did you tell him what the 16 meant?
No, but I will. He didn't really pay. He's so appreciative. He didn't pay much attention.
Okay. Then you tell him why the 16 was there.
I got you.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna call your buddy.
All right.
All right, hope you do well.
Hope he has some good things.
He will. He's funny.
Okay.
Thank
you guys.
We
have
can.
a good weekend.
We can keep him a little longer too. So don't turn us off.
Okay. I won't.
Okay. See you later.
I won't. I never turn you off.
Every day you do.
Some days I should, but
I keep the cut.
okay. You guys have a good day.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thank you for putting up with me.
Oh, likewise.
Bye, Ravi.
Bye. Thank you for putting up with
Bye.
him.
Bye, Shane.
Bye, Shane.
Okay.
Have a good day.
All right. See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's get to Big A.
Yeah, it'd be nicer to your mom.
She's wild.
Yeah, it'd be nicer to your mom, man. What are you doing?
I had to cut her off before she said something else that embarrassed me.
I just, how sometimes we talk about.
She has 36 boxes of Kleenex.
Yeah, it's not like they go bad, man.
You sound like her.
It's not like.
What are you doing with this? Do you want one? No.
Shane, do you just want to call Big A now? We'll skip the break.
Yep, he's on.
Oh, he's already here.
There's my man.
There we go. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Big A, Anthony Stabile. What's going on?
31, 32. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Hey,
I was just counting my Derby money.
So we just had my mom on, and she went through why she loves each particular horse, and she's a big jockey fan. She's mad that Mike's not riding, but she likes River Thames because she's a big Ortiz person. She likes Jose too. Big Pratt person. So this is a tough race for her to cap. Big A. She likes a smaller field though. What about you?
I would think it would be easy for her. She's got to box 168 till the cows come home. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's too hard for Mama Benning.
You're coming off of living your best life. Did you hit that single a couple of weeks ago, or were you just trying to draw the walk?
Come on, oh no. You'd be so disappointed in that performance. And
did you wet the bed? It was teed up for you.
It was a Sandman-like performance. There was no end to the Sandman. There was no end to anything. I can tell you that right now. It was a horrifying performance. It was a horrifying. The Big A came through on the big stage, but behind the scenes, no, man. I am as disappointed in myself.
What happened?
I had to spank myself that night. It was horrible. It was just a bad scene.
One too many Woodfords?
I don't know. Listen, let me tell you the two. It was a very unexpected twist, and if I would have pulled it off, I mean, they're singing songs about me already, but they'd have put a statue up too. But I couldn't do it. I just didn't do it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
I told you, you have to be careful when you go with the teacher look.
Yeah, man, it was just not it was not good. It was not a good scene.
That is classic. You were so excited at 3, 4, 5, and then today it was, oh man, swing and a miss.
It was horrible. I let a nation down. I mean, I know, and I know I did too.
Man.
I know I did too. It's all right. That's why they made the Belmont Stakes. We'll be back at Mohegan for the Belmont.
Oh, nice.
As you'd imagine, it was a pretty raucous scene. You and I, we didn't talk. We talked before. We didn't talk after, but it was a pretty raucous scene. After Sovereignty got the money, there were a few William Ivan Mott screamed into the microphone as he hit the wire. Little banging on the table. A lot of cash and tickets. So everybody was happy. We'll do it again. Me and Mike McNansky will be back for Belmont Stakes on Saturday, June 7th. We never do a Preakness gig. The Preakness is like the redheaded stepson on a hungover Sunday morning of the Triple Crown. It's not a good. It just doesn't get the respect it once had. And I know Mom was talking about the smaller field. Yeah, you know, I think 20 in the Derby is ridiculous. I think any race. And for one, I'm going to be serious for a second here. I know that's a shocker to everybody. If you need to build a starting gate for a race, there's a problem, right? There's a problem with that. And that 20 stall gate that they have in Kentucky it did not originate in America. It originated overseas, where they do, you know, the Melbourne Cup's the biggest race in Australia. The moniker is the race that stops a nation. And literally the first Tuesday in November in Australia, stores close, or at the very least they used to.
Yeah.
And this is a middle of the week, and they'll have 26, 30 horses in the race. So obviously they're doing different things with their starting gates. But in America, if you got to build a starting gate for a race, we probably have a little bit of an issue. A standard gate has 14 stalls. I think that's what it should be limited to. The Preakness will never have the problem of getting too many because there's not enough horses coming back from the Derby in 2 weeks. And there's not enough new shooters, which is why I think ultimately they will change the Triple Crown structure and go a month apart so that there is more participation from the Derby horses and from the better horses, for the lack of a better term. Because let's be honest, this race, it's the second leg of the Triple Crown in name only. If journalism didn't show up on Saturday, and good on Mike McCarthy and the people over at Eclipse Thoroughbreds for bringing them back off the short rest. This race would be one of the most disappointing Triple Crown events of all time.
Really?
I mean, we're looking at just two Derby horses from Sandman and Journalism from in the field. Is that right?
You're looking at Sandman and Journalism. You're only looking at two. Well, no, I have my PPs in front of me. Well, you got 3 Grade 1 winners. No, I was right. You have 2 Grade 1 winners. You have Journalism and Sandman. So the 2 horses that ran in the Derby are coming back. They're the only Grade 1 winners. They won preparation. Sanity, the Derby for Journalism, Arkansas Derby for Sandman, and you know the rest of it is the Baffert horse is eligible for a second level allowance contest. So too for American Promise. So too for Heart of Honor. Pay Billy is going to be a hopeless long shot, a local horse who's won 4 of his last 5. He's a nose away from being 5 for 5 in his last 5 starts, which is impressive enough. But
how's his jockey? How's Maynard?
He's good.
Okay.
He's a good rider. He's winning at 20% of the night. Listen, on a Thursday afternoon at Laurel, I'm firing away on Maynard. In the Preakness Stakes with Arad Ortiz Jr. to his right and Flavian Pratt to his left, I'm probably going to keep my money in my pocket. So, you know, these horses, I'm just being honest with you, a lot of these horses haven't won more than 2 races.
So why are the odds so tight, Big A? I mean, you got 8-5, 4-1, 9-2, 5-1, 6-1. Like that's not a big. That's not huge.
So I'm giving him. You know, this is like the old Geraldo. Remember the old Geraldo shows, like when he opened Al Capone's vault?
Yeah.
I'm letting you guys in behind the curtain now.
No chairs flying though. No chairs flying. I want to keep.
No chairs. No, Jerry.
How many times have you heard you are not the father, Big A? That's the real question.
He's still trying to get on base. Oh man, can't even draw a walk.
How many times have I heard it? Or how many times have I should have heard it?
How many times did you?
Very different questions.
How many times did you want to hear it?
All of them.
Twice. There was twice. There was two.
Oh,
we had two, we lost a couple of photo finishes. But yeah. Not to anybody else. Not to anybody else. Not to anybody else. I gotta watch myself with you two.
Yeah, it's not me. It's Ravi. Yeah, why so tight?
So, the last thing you want to do in a race like this, if you're the home track,
okay,
the last thing you want to do is set a horse at even money on the morning line. Let's say, because people say, "Oh, even money. I don't want to bet this stuff, man. This favorite's going to win. He's the only horse companies. He finished second in the Derby. He's going to. He won't be 8-5. He'll be closer to even money.
Okay,
journalism. So the morning line is kind of the way of the dodo bird. I don't even know why they use it anymore. Goal-oriented, 6-1 because of Baffert. If he was trained by Trainer X, he'd be 10-1, 12-1. Sandman has that social media Griffin Johnson kid pumping him up. He's got the Metallica connection. You know, he'll take some money because of that. Clever Again's probably the horse that deserves the shorter odds.
And he's got Ortiz.
Yeah, he has Jose Ortiz who's having a lights out year. He's got Steve Asmussen who's won this race. He won this race with a filly and Rachel Alexandra back in 2009. He won it with Curlin in 2007. Steve's had a good run. He hasn't won the Derby, but he's had a pretty good run in the Belmont and the Preakness. And this horse he's the wild card in here, right? So I like River Thames, and we'll get to him in a minute. But Clever Again's the wild card. Clever Again debuts last April, 2024. Goes 4.5 furlongs in one of the first races for 2-year-olds all year, and then isn't seen for 10 months. Comes back and romps, and was very impressive in both of his races down in Arkansas at Oaklawn Park. He didn't have points for the Derby. Steve Asmussen wouldn't have rushed him to the Derby anyway in just his fourth start. But a race like the Preakness is a lot different. Had goal-oriented not showed up in here, Clever Again would have probably been my pick. But because there's another horse that is a confirmed front runner that is drawn the rail and goal-oriented, right? Goal-oriented now kind of has no choice. If the plan was to maybe try to see if he could rate off the pace, that went away when the one pill came out of the bottle for his draw. He's got to go.
Yeah.
So now when he goes, that's going to affect Clever Again the most because Clever Again is naturally faster than him. But because one's in post 1 and one's in post 8, he's committed from the rail to go with goal-oriented. I don't know if either of them can rate going long. So maybe you get I'm hoping for a pace duel. And I think with the inclusion of Pay Billy, who's probably not as fast as those two, but I mean, if you're not going to use your speed, what are you doing here? You're going to be 35, 40 to 1. Like, what are you doing here? Use your speed, be forward, try and work out a trip. I think there'll be enough speed on to set it up for horses coming from off the pace. And that led me to River Thames. I knew I wasn't picking journalism. That's a very hard race, the Kentucky Derby. These horses are no longer built or campaigned to come back in 2 weeks. The good ones, I shouldn't even say the good ones, the great ones, and I don't know if journalism is a great horse, but he's a really good horse. He might just be better than these horses, and he can overcome it. I can tell you this, and this is nothing against his connections. Like I said, tip of the hat, great for showing up. I do not like the way he's looked. From what I've seen, him galloping all week at Pimlico, I don't like what I've seen. I'm still going to use him because I know he's the most talented horse in this race, or one of the two most talented horses in this race. I'm not going to let him beat me based on looks because I've been fooled before in the morning. But if that holds up, he's going to have to come up with a real race on Saturday to win, and I don't want to find out at even money. So I wound up with River Thames.
So is it because if all money's good money, why won't you just take the sure thing as opposed to like thinking about the value? Is it different in a smaller field, or why wouldn't you just want the winning ticket?
It's different in the quick turnaround.
Okay.
So the 2 weeks.
That makes
If this race was in 4 weeks, if you presented this field to me in 4 weeks, I bet as much money as you let me on journalism. You told me journalism is even money. What can you bet? I would say all of it. Whatever I can, whatever you will let me bet, whatever I can have, I would bet on journalism. But he's coming back in 2 weeks, and he's facing a couple of horses, namely River Thames and Clever Again. And the long shot for me is Gosger. So they're all fresher than him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think River Thames gets the right trip. River Thames is a horse that has enough tactical speed to suggest off the early pace. I can't imagine he's going to be more than 3 or 4 lengths off the lead. He has one of the speeds on the inside of him, one of the speeds to the outside of him. So he can kind of let that other speed cross and clear, who just so happens to be ridden by his brother, Jose. I think Hurrdat will just let Jose cross over. And then once he crosses over, I think he'll kind of follow him in. And he'll try and save some ground. Not that he's that far out in the 6th post, but I think he's going to get the trip. So for me, it was a combination of I don't like journalism coming back on short rest. I don't really like anybody else. I think this horse can get the trip. I'm getting one of the greatest trainers and greatest riders and greatest combination of jockey and trainer in the game now and probably ever. And he's probably going to be 4-1. See, I think they're going to bet Baffert. I think they're going to bet Sandman. I think Clever Again has a chance to be a shorter price than him. So there's an outside chance River Thames is the one that gets lost in the wagering shuffle, and he's like 6-7-1.
Mm-hmm.
That can happen. That could happen. And most people would be like, oh, well, what are you doing that race? Well, I bet more. I want more. I bet less on favorites and more on longer shots because I want to win more. So if he's 4-1, I probably wouldn't make that big of a win bet on him. If he's 7-1, I'm probably going to fire a little heavier.
There you go.
We got to what, June 7th for the Belmont?
Yeah, you guys got to wait 3 weeks to talk to me again. I mean,
Well,
you don't have to.
I won't. I'll probably just text like always. But
Talk whatever you want.
Of course. Also a little humble brag before I got to go. The big time with the Big A. Over 1,000 views in 16 days. So thank you everybody out there who's watching.
My man.
You can please subscribe at the channel, the Big Time with the Big A, over on YouTube, and the Twitter is Big A Big Time Show. So getting a lot of great feedback. 99% sure we'll have another episode up before the Belmont Stakes because the Beast of the Belmont has to show up in 3 weeks, so he has to have his own show.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're well received, Big A. I mean, what can you say?
Well, I mean, I'm a very likable, affable, handsome character. I mean, it's not like. I mean, I couldn't close the deal at Mohegan Sun on the first Saturday or Friday in May, but I mean, listen, what did Howie Day say in the great early 2000s emo love song Collide? Even the best fall down sometimes.
Even the best fall down sometimes.
The wrong words were.
Wow.
Saw him in a place. I want to say it was the cutting room. I had a friend of mine when I worked in the New York Post for 5 years before I knew any of you yo-yos. A friend of mine had a hook in the music industry, and we got to see Howie Day and John Mayer.
Oh, wow.
Before anybody. Now, John Mayer's a lot bigger than Howie Day, obviously, but Howie Day's known.
And he had a moment. He had his moment.
Before anybody knew who they were.
I
was drinking whiskey with John Mayer before anybody knew. There were more people that knew me in the bar than knew John Mayer. And yes, the rumor is true. He did write through a woman's eyes, "Your body is a wonderland," after me. That's an accurate statement.
Breaking news here.
Well, you are too much, man.
I think it was his cousin. I think it's cousin Chrissy. I don't know.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to soon, champ. Be well.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
That's the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Stabile, the Big A. Apparently the inspiration for Your Body's a Wonderland.
Just never know. There's probably a hint of truth in that.
Big A, you are not the father.
A couple photo finishes.
That's TB. I'm Ravi Lulla, reminding you, make sure if you need to get a new vehicle, recreational, motorcycle, or your daily drive, Centris Federal Credit Union has you covered. It's centrisfcu.org. They've got the services and expertise to get you on the road. That's centrisfcu.org, federally insured by NCUA. That's the show for today. We'll be back to wrap up the week tomorrow here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.